tipped over to 7.
7?
Yeah, 7.
7?
7.
7?
Are you playing a slot machine? Did you just get 3 7s? Congrats on the jackpot.
Aw, dang it. Do I want to see it, is the question.
I don't know.
That's a no. Alright, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, when I'm calorie counting now, and I have
Bitch.
a pizza.
Bitch, you literally... The image that you sent me shows that you are not fucking calorie counting.
Do you want to know what I will be eating today?
The fuck is that pizza and Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's 1 slice of pizza and a Mountain Dew. I have 4 more slices of pizza. Hi, Bombotron. I have 4 more slices of pizza. That accounts for the rest of my calorie budget for the day. What? What? It's called planning ahead.
You know, you could actually just, like, have a balanced breakfast.
That takes too much effort, and also, I need to get, like, I don't know how long Domino's pizza lasts in the fridge, so I kind of just want it gone. Pizza's kind of healthy, you know. I have sausage on it. That's protein.
The fucking government pizza's a vegetable type looking ass.
Excuse you, tomatoes a fruit.
They counted pizza as a vegetable. Who am I to argue?
Okay, 703. I'll give it a... Oh, okay. The ad break only just now started. Okay.
Alright, water time.
Yeah, go get water. He said something. I couldn't hear it.
You know, the me being hydrated argument now barely stands muster, because I, like, for dinner basically just consumed my entire body weight in sodium. It was good though.
Look, salt is... They don't want you to know this. Salt is just good.
Well, yeah, but like, for, you know, dehydration.
Hi, Sieg. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Sieg.
Have a not awful time at work.
Sieg is part of my Monster Hunter friend group, so they are all just very busy.
Very busy playing Wilds.
Very busy. I will not say what they are busy with, but they are very busy.
Well, it sounds a little suspicious when you put it like that.
I don't know what you mean.
I thought I already had that window up. I must have been an idiot and closed it. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Alright.
Where were we even?
We were talking with Harold. I think we
Right.
actually just finished talking with Harold.
I think didn't we just finish we just finished one of the logic sections.
Yes.
This is the bad music, by the way.
Yes, I know. I already got it.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of remembering the details of the case. What? Huh. I never
What's up?
realized when I right click on this screen, there's like a number out of like 99 out of 99 shows up on the bottom. That's weird. I don't know what that is.
I think we wanted to go to the dungeon.
I guess so. Oh yeah, because then we're gonna. Oh yeah, because that was the cliffhanger we left off on. What's Tyrion going to see? Okay, yeah. I'm remembering.
It's a good thing you are. 1 second, sorry. Okay.
Turn that down a little bit. Okay. You arrive at the dungeon and search for Miss Tamara. She wasn't at the crime scene, so she must be here to discuss the case with Beatrice. Or at least that's what you thought, but you don't see her anywhere.
Oh, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, hi.
You're so caught up in your thoughts, you didn't notice that you were walking right in front of Beatrice's cell. I didn't expect to see you here. Ah! Sus lets out a shriek as Eris approaches you two from behind. For a split second, you see her hand dart towards her sword. It appears that she still hasn't gotten over her instinctual fear of Eris.
Eris, what are you doing here?
Ah, Beatrice is actually an acquaintance of my father. He sent me here to help her through this ordeal. That brings up many more questions, but you don't really have time to pull on that thread. You have less than an hour before the trial begins. You need to find Miss Tamara.
Have either of you seen Miss Tamara? I have some things to share with her. Oh, she was just here, but she left to retrieve some documents from her office. Do you have any idea when she'll be back? She didn't say, but if your discussion has something to do with the case, I could pass the message on to her.
I feel a little hesitant for some reason, but it is her life on the line. If anyone should know about what you found during your investigation, it's her.
Okay, let me tell you what I know.
Spend some time going through your findings with Beatrice. From your list of suspects to the possible motives behind the murder, notice that with each revelation she becomes more uneasy. The idea of someone framing her must be stressing her out.
I see. You've certainly been very thorough. Yes, but I still have no concrete evidence that points to anyone. Ooh. We underestimated him. If he reveals these findings to Prince Aster, he might suspect something. What? Sorry, I was just deep in thought.
And you were able to catch one of those thoughts.
Beatrice, I'm sure you're aware that Prince Aster has your best interests at heart. I know. Even though we haven't spoken for the last 5 years, I still consider him a dear friend. Then I suppose you have no issue with me sharing these findings with him. Of course not. This is bad. Even he wouldn't support us if he knew that I was involved.
Wait, what was that? Thoughts just said that she was involved. Did she actually murder her father? Is something wrong, Mr. Cuthbert? You look a little pale. Beatrice was actually behind all this? But how? She's completely blind. She could have navigated through the manor and avoided the guards. No, you must be taking her thoughts out of context. That's it.
Mr. Cuthbert, perhaps you should get some rest. You look dreadfully tired.
Think very carefully about what to say next. There's one way to get a certain answer through the eye, but if you're wrong...
Beatrice, you weren't actually involved in this, were you?
Tyrion? CJ's narrow response to your question. Once again, she claps her hands together. She's clearly trying
Wait,
to
can you bring up the dialogue once again? Up a little bit. She just said you look dreadfully tired.
Oh. Interesting.
Can she actually see?
And how did she know it was even Tyrion in the dungeon? Why wouldn't she have assumed it was Ruby Tamora or Eris?
Or anyone else?
Anyone else? Why would she be expecting Cuthbert? It's not adding up.
Do you suspect me now, Mr. Cuthbert? You didn't answer my question, Beatrice. As if I'd even need to justify it with a response.
And voice? I mean... Okay, I can't go back far enough to check. But I don't think Tyrion said anything until Beatrice got his attention.
Tyrion didn't say anything until Eris appeared.
No, I thought Beatrice got his attention first.
Did she? Okay.
Well, hang on. We can go back far enough to see seeing Eris. Yeah,
oh yeah, no, she did
Beatrice
notice.
Got his attention first.
But no, Mr. Cuthbert, I was not responsible for my father's murder. At least not directly. I was technically an accomplice. Ooh.
An accomplice? Did she work together with someone? Cuthbert?
Miss Tamora!
Mentor seems to have sensed the mood in the air. She raised an eyebrow at you.
Miss Tamora, can I speak with you alone for a second?
Okay. Sorry, chat hasn't moved below the performance metrics window yet, so I have to drop it for a second in order to see what's being said. What's wrong? Is everything okay?
Miss Tamora, Beatrice, she actually did murder William Frege.
Tamora's gaze narrows. Her eyes dart around the information the guards didn't overhear yet. What are you talking about? How could you possibly know that?
I used the Eye of Horus on her. She conspired with someone else to orchestrate William Frege's death.
Have you told anyone else about this?
No, it's not as if they'd believe me anyways. You're the only other person who knows about my abilities.
Okay. Just stay quiet about this for the time being. Anyways, I need to get ready. The trial starts in half an hour.
What? You're not seriously going to defend her, are you?
Of course I am. I'm her attorney.
But she's guilty, I saw it!
Look, at this point, I don't know what you saw. Do you think I can just abandon a client minutes before a trial?
No, but...
It's not for either of us to decide who's guilty and who's not. Everyone has a right to an attorney. The court system needs a defense attorney and a prosecutor to keep things fair. More importantly, you had no right to use the Eye of Horse on my client without my permission.
What? But...
I don't have time to argue about this. We will be talking about this later. Before you have a chance to respond, Miss Tamura walks away. So, hang on. Okay. Celeste sees both of you and awkwardly approaches you. Hey, Tyrion, is everything okay?
Celeste, I think Beatrice was actually behind this.
What? Don't blame her for not believing you. It's not as if you can tell her about the Eye of Horus. Although, why haven't you told her? Alright, I believe you.
What?
You wouldn't say something like that if you weren't sure, right? But if what you're saying is true, what do we do now? Think long and hard for a moment.
I don't think we need to do anything.
What?
Steelwind is handling the prosecution, and she's definitely no pushover.
Dramatic irony.
If Beatrice is truly guilty, I'll just have to trust her to get the job done. Either way, I don't think we're in any position to get involved.
Alright, if you say so. It's really none of your business. Hang on. You have no stake in this. You're not obligated to do anything. You've done everything you can. It's in their hands now. Oop. It's none of your business. This isn't your fight. William Frigga was a tyrant and a bigot anyway. He's a noble who did nothing but steal wealth from the common folk. The world is better off without him. And it's not as if you didn't try. All you have to do is wait for the trial to run its course.
Objection!
Your Honor, I'm afraid you can't pass a verdict just yet. Mr. Cuthbert.
Cuthbert? What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
We're back.
But what I do know is that there was a massive contradiction in Miriam Frigga's testimony.
Who are you kidding? As if you were ever the type of person to stand by and do nothing. Okay, let's give that a quick save.
Your Honor, the prosecution,
he's trying his best.
I just love how his expression changes too. Like he knows that he's neither of them, so he's just like, fuck it.
Me, I want it.
I would like the right to cross-examine this witness. Bailiff, please arrest Mr. Cuthbert. I am holding him in contempt of court. Oh, wait.
You didn't really think this through, did you? Instead of following his orders, the bailiff walks over to the judge's podium and whispers something into his ear.
This is Arya Steelwind's quote-unquote dying message. What? I see. Very well, then.
What are they saying?
It appears that Miss Steelwind has somehow predicted that this would happen. In accordance with her wishes, Mr. Cuthbert may act as the prosecutor in her stead.
What the hell? You can't be serious.
I'm honestly just as surprised as you are, Miss Tamura. But Miss Steelwind has apparently designated him as her stand-in. It's unorthodox, but it's also legal.
You recall something strange Steelwind asked you earlier today?
Uh,
I had.
yes, I have played Persona 5 multiple times. I have gotten Arsene. I have maxed all of Arsene's stats, and I have 3-shot. This is how I learned that Persona 5 has HP stoppers on boss health. Because I should have dealt enough damage to one-shot the boss, but it only dealt a third of it and moved on to a cutscene.
You're not allowed to break the game that bad.
I 3-shot the final boss.
You're not allowed to break it so bad that you one-shot.
I just had like a super powered Arsene, and then yeah.
So, what would you do if one of your clients was guilty?
I suppose I'd withdraw and tell them to find another lawyer.
And if no one else would represent them?
I don't know. It would definitely be a hard choice for me. But I would never be able to represent them if I knew the truth. I just can't stand by and let a murderer escape justice.
I see.
I wonder, you look dreadfully tired and delicious pancakes.
Did she somehow know this would happen? Oh my god. Ew.
It's flipped.
Ew. This feels so wrong.
No, this is the view that you're going to get in Ace Attorney 5. Because
But the bench is on the wrong side.
The fuck do you mean it's on the wrong side?
It's like it should be when you turn and face your assistant, the bench should be on the left.
Arya, are you a fucking dumbass?
Am I?
Oh my god. Are you actually serious about this? Please tell me you're not.
What do you mean?
Please tell me you're not serious about this.
Isn't the bench on the...
We are on the other side. We are on the prosecutor's bench.
I know! The joke is, we are on the prosecutor's bench. That's why it looks wrong. Because it's flipped, because the prosecutor's bench is on the right side. But I've only ever played as the defense attorney, so it looks very wrong. That is the joke I am making.
I'm making soup.
Thank you for everyone finally understanding what I'm trying to communicate.
Bumbotron, you know what I was thinking, right?
I don't know what... I don't know
Bumbotron knows what I was thinking, and that's enough for me.
This is making a joke. It looks wrong because we're on the prosecutor's side. That's all I was trying to say.
Bumbotron knows what I was thinking, and that is enough for me.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. This isn't how I expected the trial to go. Sure left you marched on the prosecutor's table, Celeste awkwardly followed behind you. Curiously, she only did so after the bailiff didn't arrest you. I guess we're really doing this.
Also, something reminded me. I just played through like one of the cases in Ace Attorney 3, like yesterday. Like I binged it.
Yeah.
And one of them had you doing Gumshoe's testimony, and literally after you press everything, what Maya says and then Phoenix's thoughts are like Gumshoe and the defendant are literally like Dumb and Dumber. Like there is a hole somewhere, you just have to find it. It literally said Dumb and Dumber, and I was like, yeah, okay. Poor Gumshoe.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
This feels weird. Oh, she's just me. She's just me. We're on the other side of the courtroom. She's just me, except way more competent.
I mean, this is where the prosecutor is supposed to stand.
No, this feels way too jarring. Ruby, can we switch tables? What?
Please ignore her.
No, this is way too weird. Tyrion, get her to switch with us.
Celeste.
For the love of... I genuinely do not care. Cuthbert can have this side if he wants it so badly. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me they actually did it.
With that out of the way, let's resume proceedings. Assuming that we're all at our preferred spots.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
I cannot get over this expression of Tyrion. Just for the past like 3 minutes, he's just been holding this. We are, Your Honor.
As much as you hate to admit it, you are more comfortable here. Not that you want to encourage her.
With all of those interruptions, I think it best to review the proceedings up until now.
Yeah, we had a whole ass flashback. What even happened?
The prosecution proposed that Beatrice Frega's motive for the murder was to claim the victim's inheritance. However, the defense brought forth a witness who testified that Beatrice was disinherited by her father 5 years ago. Am I correct, Mr. Mora?
You are, Your Honor.
Very well. Considering the circumstances, I think it's best to have Lady Frege repeat her testimony. Bailiff, please escort Lady Frege to the stand once more. Miss Frege, could you please give your testimony to the court once more? Of course. One day, we all woke up and discovered that Beatrice had fled from our home. She left a note for us, and in it she renounced her name and denounced my father. My father later called me and my sister into his study. He told us that he completely disowned Beatrice and removed any claim she had to the Frege estate. It was probably a threat to us in case we ever chose to go down the same path she did. He wanted to make an example out of her. This all happened 5 years ago. So your father disinherited Beatrice shortly after her departure. Yes, he did.
As such, Beatrice would have no murder to motive her father. As such, Beatrice would have no motive to murder her father. Any inheritance she could have received would be long gone by the night of the murder. Is that really true, though? No, it's not. Because we have,
we have a testimony. Yes. Though we should check. We should keep checking other evidence, because this is through Leif's thoughts.
True.
There it is. Yes. And Beatrice angered William Frege enough for him to declare that he would be disinherited that night.
Okay. Yeah, that's better then.
Should be on the 5 years ago thing.
Yeah.
Objection!
Miss Frege, it's clear that you're regretful of how your eldest sister was treated.
Can't say, Your Honor, I read minds. Why not? It's a world of magic. He'd believe it.
That guilt must have eaten at you for all these years.
Cuthbert, I know you don't have a good history with the witness, but you shouldn't rub salt in her wounds.
I was merely pointing out the witness's personal connection to the defendant, Miss Tamora. She clearly regrets not standing up for her sister all those years ago. So perhaps she's trying to make up for that by lying to protect her. Excuse me? I did nothing of the sort. Miss Frege, you testified that your father disinherited Beatrice 5 years ago.
Take that. Goes through. Hi, Cake. 4 frames a minute.
Sorry. I have to say
a solid.
I have to say hi, Cake, and with I have to say like one part of it every minute, so that Cake actually gets my audio.
Yeah. They'll hear it eventually.
Also, I think you shrank Tyrion in the stream view.
What? I don't think so.
Is this just me? Am I the only one that's... Am I the only one that's seeing this? Yes, I am. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, when you move to check something, like for me, the entire stream just like moved up, like half of the page. Weird.
Okay. Anyway, disinherited Beatrice 5 years ago.
However, I have testimony from another witness who spoke with the victim on the night of the murder. After Beatrice's meeting with William Frege, he openly declared that he would be removing her from his will. He even entered his study to draft a new will to reflect that decision. So that raises the following question. Why would the victim need to declare that he was disinheriting the defendant? It doesn't make sense if he had already disinherited her 5 years ago. Is that so? Well, who do you hear this from? It's clear that they had no understanding of my father's estate. They had no understanding?
Eugene said, hang on, I can solve this.
Sorry. They had no understanding? Miriam, this testimony came directly from your sister, Leifa Frege. What? And she should have also been present during this alleged meeting 5 years ago. Well, she must be mistaken.
Objection!
Your Honor, how can we trust secondhand testimony from a witness who isn't here? Wouldn't it make more sense to have Leifa give her testimony directly?
I must agree with you, Miss Tamora. Leifa Frege should be allowed to clear up this misunderstanding.
She looks way too confident. What is she planning? Not sure if it was intentional, but Miriam's testimony was false. Could she be lying to protect Beatrice? And if so, is Miss Tamora expecting Leifa to do the same?
Bailiff, please escort Leifa Frege to the stand. Miss Frege, when we spoke earlier, you mentioned that your father decided to disinherit Beatrice. And you decided this after their meeting on the night of the murder. Is that correct?
Yes, I did say that. You see, Leifa, Cuthbert doubts the testimony given by your younger sister. He seems to think that she's committed perjury. What?
I wouldn't go so far as to say...
Witness, lying under oath is a serious crime. It would have harsh consequences, even for someone of your sister's status. No, she couldn't have. Wonderful. Are you saying that you can corroborate your sister's testimony?
Miss Tamora, you can't just intimidate the witness.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Cuthbert. I'm just telling the witness what may or may not happen, depending on what she does next. The choice is ultimately hers. So, Leifa, assuming Miriam wasn't lying under oath, would you please testify to the court to confirm what your sister said? Yes, of course. See, Miriam was quite young when my father called us into his study 5 years ago. She didn't understand what he was really doing. My father would often lie to us. It was one of the many ways that he kept us in line. The counter that Miriam described was just another one of his lies. Despite the disagreements, my father would never disinherit Beatrice without good reason. He always held on to the possibility that she would become desperate enough to return home. The truth is that none of us knew what my father was planning for House Frege's future.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's objectionable. That's objectionable. Mm-mm-mm.
See, Cuthbert, the truth is much more complicated. No one could have really known what William Frege was planning for his estate. Leifa's definitely trying to cover for Miriam, and Miss Tamora is playing her like a fiddle. Luckily for you, she's not the only person that gave her statement to you.
Yep. It's the Von Sanctus one.
Yeah. I hit the evidence instead of present, so, you know.
Fucking dumbass.
You know.
Dumbass.
Yeah, we're gonna pull Lloyd Von Sanctus to the stand again.
Miss
Fantastic.
Frege, did you really have no idea about House Frege's future?
No, I didn't. My father made sure of that. As I told you, he kept many secrets and wasn't above lying to manipulate us.
But with Beatrice gone, you would have been the one to inherit your father's estate. Would you really be ignorant of your father's plans for House Frege? Unfortunately for you, I don't think you'd be that careless. In fact, I have it on good authority that you knew exactly how William's inheritance would be divided before that night.
What?
Leifa, according to Lloyd Von Sanctus, you were arranged into a diplomatic marriage with his son. You expressed resistance to this arrangement. Am I correct?
I have no reason to comment on that matter. Cuthbert, the witness's personal matters are hardly any of our business.
Yes, I must ask that you keep this discussion relevant to the case. Your Honor, Leifa's resistance to this marriage is exactly how I know that her testimony is false. She was extremely averse to this marriage, and because of that, she made sure to know every detail about how it would affect her and her house. And that includes how House Frege would be inherited by her future husband. So that raises the question, Leifa. If you already knew the intricate details of this marriage, why would your father tell you that he was disinheriting your sister? That statement would only make sense if Beatrice was already in his will beforehand. That would render Miriam's testimony false and constitute a motive for the defendant.
Objection!
You present a decent argument, Cuthbert, but your claims rely on one assumption.
And what assumption would that be, Miss Tamora? Even if he was lying, the victim declared that he was revoking Beatrice's inheritance. She must have already been named in the will previously. Otherwise, there would have been no need for him to say that. It wouldn't make any sense otherwise.
And that's where your assumption is. You're assuming that William Frege was acting logically.
What are you talking about?
It's clear that William Frege was extremely controlling of his daughters. By her own admission, Leifa Frege was resistant to the marriage arranged by her father. In addition to that, Miriam Frege found herself wrapped in controversy regarding the Nightgrave trial a few months ago. And finally, to make matters worse, Beatrice Frege, the prodigal child, finally returned and made a public appearance during the Lord's Ball. What are you trying to insinuate? In his eyes, William Frege's ability to keep his daughters in line was clearly weakening. He must have gotten desperate and made a grand declaration of feeble attempt to scare you, Leifa. Even if that declaration was clearly inconsistent. But he wouldn't. Your ability to remember must be muddled by the shock of your father's death. His statement couldn't have possibly been true. If by some chance it were true, that would make you guilty of perjury. Or perhaps it was Miriam that was lying in her testimony. If your father's statement were true, the court might be inclined to investigate her for lying on the stand. She pissed.
Miss Tamora, are you threatening her?
As I said before, I'm merely stating the facts. Witness is free to act as she sees fit. I'm just asking her to consider the potential consequences of what she says next. What do I do? Damn it, she's pressuring Leifa to side with her. She's clearly conflicted, though. Isn't there anything you can do? Wait. Empowered eye? For someone who isn't the murderer?
Well, no, because remember, I was going to comment on this actually. The thing that activates the empowered eye, I think, is his desire to protect someone. Because that's what happened with Celeste and Nightgrave, and the reason why it didn't happen with Von Sanctus was because all he wanted to do was lock Von Sanctus away from murder.
Yeah.
So I think Empowered Eye actually only activates when he desperately wants to protect someone.
Bumbletron, the Tamora is pissed off at Tyrion train left the station 30 minutes ago.
We've gone too far now. We're not going back.
Hey, why do you think this chapter is called Severed Ties? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Sense of clarity when you look at her. Is the Eye of Horus reacting to her stress? you wonder. I'm sorry, I need time to think. Please don't stare at me like that, Mr. Cuthbert. Wait a minute. No, wait. It's too late.
Naught can remain
It's too late?
concealed.
Did it? You activated the Empowered Eye. There has to be something in your mind that you can use. State of her father's inheritance is the backbone of your case. Is there anything in her mind that can definitively prove what was on his will?
I think the runestone. I think the runestone. I think our attorney's runestone is there.
True.
I mean, the obvious one is just to start with his profile.
I suppose so. Father, I know we had our differences, but I did love you, and I never wanted you to die. She seems genuinely surprised and regretful about his death. From your counter earlier, you know that Beatrice had an accomplice, but you doubt that it was Elizabeth. Okay, I guess we'll just start with the family profiles.
Yeah.
Beatrice, after all these years, you finally returned. I can't believe that this is how things have ended up. If only I was as strong as you, I'd be able to endure this. Didn't get any leads from that. You should try something else. Why would Miriam say those things? Am I misremembering what happened? No, I would have remembered something like that. She must be trying to protect Beatrice. Jane's testimony was a conscious lie. Beatrice's inheritance wasn't revoked until the night of the murder.
The engagement?
Yeah, that seems logical. As much as I hate to admit it, this trial is a perfect opportunity to back out of the arranged marriage. Von Sanctus's holdings are weakening by the day. I doubt he'll be able to put up much resistance. And once Beatrice inherits the estate, we might be able to rebuild our family. She's assuming that Beatrice will inherit House Frega. That confidence must mean that she's certain of what was in William's will. But how do you prove that? I know. First floor of the Frega Manor.
Bathroom! I would say his will, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Bring up the vitality thing again. Could that heal Beatrice's eyes?
But those weren't stolen, were they?
Yeah, but they could have been used.
They could have been. Well, yeah, they could have been.
Anyway, just a theory.
I think we need to learn a little bit more about Eugene Haraldson.
You're right. You're so right. You're so right.
Do we have... We still don't have fucking Aster's profile?
We do not.
That's crazy. Down, method of entry.
I think it's his will. His second picture. The inheritance?
Yeah. No, okay.
Nope.
She's
Okay.
talking about the marriage again.
Maybe her testimony?
Can try it. Need to make sure that I tell the truth without harming
Beatrice? Beatrice?
Make soup. Make some soup.
Oh dear.
I need to make sure that I tell the truth without harming Miriam or Beatrice.
Beatrice or Biriam?
Yeah. Biriam sounds like you don't know what a beer garden is. So you're just calling it a Biriam.
Yeah, yes it is. Oh dear is also one.
Yeah, it's you know, it
Think
say this
about
without being against TOS?
think about what Arya might normally say in situations like that.
When I mess up and it seems like there's a funny recourse.
Cheap viewers on streambo.com.
No, Cake's no. Cake is busy with being in bad internet, so I have to do it.
Oh no. Go make some soup.
Yeah. there is another joke that I've very much considered using but haven't pulled the trigger on yet.
Is it one that I would know?
You know, it's just like keep yourself safe. No cheap viewers, I'm sorry. Yeah, keep yourself safe. How would you put that into an acronym? How would you shorten that?
It's time to keep myself safe. With
Well,
a gun.
it kind of works. Yeah. So yeah, everyone, keep yourself safe. Okay, that's the end of that bit. Beatrice couldn't possibly have done this, and I'm sure Miriam also has her reasons.
Sorry,
They couldn't rely on me
that made me go back through our pinned messages and just I'm now bungee jumping multiple times in succession in order to fuck a hotshot keeper.
oh, Persona.
My live act my live Persona replays basically for you are just so good.
I think I have a very incorrect image of what Persona is from your messages. They couldn't rely on me back then, but they can now. Didn't get any leads from that. Fucking...
How about the murder?
I'm guessing this is just gonna be the minor differences. Yeah, we saw that one.
Oh yeah, her sword.
Wait a minute, yeah. This was found in...
This was in the room that we found, that we saw.
Leifa was in there.
And she definitely had fear when we found it, right?
Yeah. How did both of the swords find their way into Beatrice's room? Could Tracker have? No, Miss McCoy's sword is one thing, but he couldn't possibly have broken into the Haraldson gallery. Although, he was extremely fixated on it. What? Did she know how Celeste's sword was taken? As much as you want to follow that lead, it'll be all for nothing if you can't turn the trial in your favor. You should try something else.
Interesting, okay.
Okay, alright.
What spells do we have?
Anti-magic.
Anti-magic field. Nah.
Can target over any distance. Caster can also choose see through target's eyes.
Have you... I would say we should try presenting the murder weapon. Letter opener?
We can try that. But I'm just rereading this spell. It doesn't specify it has to be an animal.
Huh.
It could be, there's nothing that doesn't say it couldn't be a person.
Well, what does this mean for the trout population? Sorry, that joke's been living rent-free in my head, and I saw an opportunity.
Okay, I don't think that's, we can try that. Why am I thinking thinking about this. Yeah, no. Did we try her own profile?
No, not yet.
Okay, and that's just that.
Wait, did we present the letter opener?
Yeah, we tried
Rats in the vents. Rats in the vents. Rats in the vents.
No. That's kind of what I thought. I'm gonna try that. No.
Steelwind?
You know? No. What about Tamora?
Okay.
Ruby Tamora. I've heard stories about her.
What should we ego search?
Search, use our profile. Attorney's Runestone. Attorney's Runestone. Never expected Beatrice to hire someone like her. Wonder if she'll be at the will reading tomorrow. A will reading? She must be talking about William Frega's will.
There it is. I believe you've had enough time for deliberation, Mr. Cuthbert.
Hold on. I thought Leifa was the one who was deliberating.
Are you able to prove the defendant's motive or not? I'm not, Your Honor. At least not yet. It's clear we won't get anywhere until we confirm the state of William Frega's will. And we can easily confirm that tomorrow morning, when William Frega's will is read to his family.
How did you...
I see. Once his will is read, it will become public record. I suppose I have no choice but to suspend this trial until such time that William Frega's will is read.
Objection!
This is ludicrous. The case against my client is completely outrageous. Spent the entire court proceedings arguing if her motive even exists. Prosecution has very little evidence that physically implicates my client.
Miss Tamora, you clearly don't believe that the defendant had anything to do with the murder.
Of course I don't. She's completely innocent.
Well, if your client didn't murder the victim, who did?
Oh, pulling that shit. Pulling that shit. You sneaky little...
Your Honor, with no other suspects, are you in a position to pass a verdict? No, I am not. Mr. Cuthbert is correct. The court does not have enough information to pass a verdict. Until the Inquisition has time to investigate these new developments, I will be suspending today's trial. We will resume the trial tomorrow afternoon. Court is adjourned.
Oh, here we go. Well, that just happened.
Sorry, I kind of acted without thinking.
But out of everything that happened today, I can't believe that Steelwind somehow knew you would do that.
Right. That is strange. Did she seriously predict what I'd do off that one conversation?
Considering how things turned out, you suppose she was right on the mark. But that was still a big leap of faith.
Anyway, we have some time to ourselves. I'd very much like to catch up on some sleep.
Yeah, today's been exhausting, for a lot of reasons. Your work has only started. You still have no idea who Beatrice's accomplice was. Will reading was just an opportunity to stall for time. So the question remains, who really murdered William Frega?
What the hell was that? Why is your son filling in for Arya?
Listen, I have the situation under control. If that's true, I'd hate to see a situation you consider out of control. Eris, my father is not pleased with today's developments. You promised that the verdict would be passed before William Frega's will became public record. This has thrown quite the wrench in our plans. I understand. Cuthbert is just confused, but he's not a threat to us. We'd better hope you're right, Tamara. Else your poor ward might suffer the same fate as Prosecutor Steelwind. What? How House Frege is too important of a prize for us to let go. Bring us results tomorrow, or we'll continue to take more drastic measures.
So they're threatening her.
Yep.
I mean, she is the Hound of the Eye Taker.
For the first time since the Lord's Ball, you were finally able to get some sleep. You woke this morning refreshed, but also a little anxious about the results of the will reading. Arrived back at Frege Manor to see that Beatrice, Leifa, Miriam, and Von Sanctus have all gathered, along with Miss Tamora, who is accompanying Beatrice as her attorney. You're not really sure what to say to her after everything you've done. It still feels too awkward to approach her and talk about it.
Thank you all for coming here today. As William Frege's close associate, I must express my deepest condolences for your loss. I think I speak for all of Wyverngard when I say...
Enough. Just get on with it.
Very well then. To get straight to the point, Lord Frege's will was magically sealed when it was given to me. He asked me, his executor, not to submit it to the courts for probate until after his death. Although I imagine none of us expected such a time to come so suddenly. Anyways, Lord Frege's assets included sole ownership of several banking houses throughout Wyverngard, 10 million gold in various investments.
10 million? 10 million gold. Can't even begin to imagine what anyone can do with even a fraction of that wealth. I mean, 1/10 millionth is just 1 gold. That's
Buy
a
food.
fraction.
Buy food. I mean,
Buy food.
with that logic, 1 gold is a fraction of that wealth.
That is the joke I was making.
Buy food.
Buy food.
And lastly, sole control and ownership of the Frege noble house.
The executor takes out a large envelope and uses a runestone to dispel the magical seal on it.
I, William Frege, being of sound mind and body, do hereby declare this to be my last will and testament.
I like to think he's trying to do a William Frege imitation.
That was the goal. That was the goal.
Very yay.
I hereby give, devise, and bequeath all of my assets and property, both real and personal, to Jaden von Sanctus. Provided that he enters into a legal and binding engagement with my daughter, Leifa Frege, within 6 months of the date of my death.
What? That's... Well, he must have added that in to prevent Von Sanctus from trying to steal his empire. But a legal and binding engagement is predicated on Leifa accepting it. She clearly doesn't want to go through with it, so if she simply waited 6 months, Von Sanctus wouldn't have any claim to the estate.
In the event that Jaden von Sanctus does not enter into such an engagement within the specified time frame, my assets and property shall be distributed as such. All of House Frege will be divided equally among my children as per the laws of our kingdom.
You were right. William Frege never disinherited Beatrice. This would make Miriam's testimony false. Since Beatrice would receive a portion of William's inheritance, she had a motive to commit the murder. You glance at Miriam. It's hard to read her expression, but something appears to be on her mind. Without a word, she walks out of the room, ignoring both Beatrice and Leifa. Leifa, on the other hand, seems to be in good spirits.
I mean, yeah, she's actually going to be inheriting the house this time.
Yeah, she doesn't need to marry Jaden von Sanctus. Isn't this great, Beatrice? You can lead House Frege now, just as it should have been.
Actually, about that, in light of recent events, I believe I should clarify one thing.
Oh. Don't you yep. Yeah. That's a way of putting it.
that is one way of putting it.
As per the Slayer rule, if Beatrice Frege is found guilty in the current court case, her inheritance will be revoked and divided between you and your sister.
I see. I shouldn't feel so happy for myself. That can't be all, can it? Surely William
But
left a note of Leifa's
this can't be all.
obligation
Where's
to
the
marry
rest of
my
it?
son.
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply. Leifa Frege is an adult with legal autonomy. She's free to make whatever decision she wishes about who she legally marries.
Oh, I think that voice killed my lungs. Ugh.
Oh, nice.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait, we're not finished yet. Come back here.
I'd love to catch up with you, Leifa, but I was only allowed out of my cell to attend the reading.
Notice an Inquisition Knight outside the door. He seems to be watching Beatrice intently.
But don't worry. I'm sure once this misunderstanding is resolved, we can talk all we want about our family's future.
Of course.
Wait, so the Slayer rule...
Uh-huh.
I forget. The Slayer rule means that she can't be the murderer? Or does it mean that she can't be an accomplice?
I
Like,
don't
is
know.
it involved in the murder? Can we go back and read it real quick? Sorry. Found guilty.
Found guilty. And the charge is...
Is that she is the
The
murderer,
charge is murder.
not an accomplice. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. We're gonna have an ad in a minute, so we'll keep going until that happens. Group of knights lead Beatrice out of the manor, and Leifa follows her. Leifa follows after them, leaving you and Celeste alone with Miss Tamora.
About what I did.
Look, I'm not angry, Cuthbert. I'm just disappointed.
Oh.
It was an extremely unforeseen situation, and Steelwind clearly put you on the spot. Felt pressure to do something, and you made a rash decision. But I'm sure the court will understand if you withdraw.
Wait, what?
Cuthbert, you're not a prosecutor. You know that, right? Didn't you become an attorney to defend persecuted mages?
But Beatrice is guilty, I saw it!
I'm not going to argue about this again. You are going to withdraw. This is not up for discussion. Always regarded and respected, Miss Tamora, and you suppose that's made you deeply scared of disappointing her. Perhaps she's right. She knows more about what's going on than you do, and she's still your mentor. You want to believe that. You really do. But deep down, you know that this is wrong. Miss Tamora may believe in Beatrice's innocence, but you can't just abandon this case and let her escape justice.
Your
hands are trembling. Why are you so scared right now? You know what you have to say, but the words won't leave your mouth. From behind you, you feel Celeste hold your trembling hand. It's warm and comforting. It's that same sensation you felt back then. Somehow, you can feel it through her hand, as if she's silently telling you that you know what you have to do. Anxiety fades and you take a deep breath.
I'm not going to do that, Miss Tamora.
What?
You said it yourself. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, ad break. We'll be right back.
Just bring up the log for now.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm gonna go fill up on my water. Be back in a minute.
You might be out early.
Wow, even the title theme is playing. Hey, you're on time. Definitely. The stream just started. The title music is still playing.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, I think we're good to go. light off because it's bright enough outside. Alright, I'm sorry, I'll leave. Thanks for watching the stream, everybody. Bye!
See you.
Okay.
You know,
So
one of the
we'll,
things that I don't like is that if you decide to end this stream, then I'm just stuck.
True.
Give,
Okay,
give Cake a sec for the ad.
Yeah, we'll just leave it here until they're back.
No, I was going to say this is where you fucking pedal to the metal. Make as much progress as we can within a minute.
No. Okay, do we just want to start from the... We'll start from after the deep breath.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that, Miss Tamora.
What?
You said it yourself. Our court system needs a defense attorney and a prosecutor of equal power to keep things fair.
That's not what I...
I'm not going to withdraw. If you believe in Beatrice's innocence, and if you truly believe you're on the right side, then prove it by beating me.
Fine. Do what you want. But you're only going to make things harder for everyone.
Bombitron's right.
Tyrion? As soon as Mr. Morris steps out of the room, your body drops to the floor. Every bravery you felt before got replaced by an extreme amount of fatigue.
Scaled Lord. It's the first time I've ever spoken to her like that.
But you still did it. You stood your ground. Figuratively, I mean. Right now you're kind of just sitting on the floor.
Yeah. I need to take a moment. Can we go back to the ballroom?
Okay, so... where we left off last stream, that was like right before Tyrion went in and saw...
Rebellious team phase came late. We saw a stray thought that from Beatrice that said that she was an accomplice to the murder.
And
that someone else is behind this.
Yeah,
But
we
we
went
don't
to
know
court. And let's see, we went to court. We skipped up to Miriam's testimony, which was from the original flashback, when we flash back to. Proof she was lying, brought Leif to the stand, got out of her that the will reading was the following morning, and that's just happened.
We activated
so
the empowered eye.
Either Leif of Freyga marries Jaden von Sanctus, and all of House Freyga goes to Jaden, or she doesn't do that, and House Freyga gets divided among all three children, not just Miriam and Leifa.
And once again, we activated the empowered eye.
Yes, we did.
Holy mother of Louise, what the fuck was that? I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I heard you cough.
Okay, there was a very audible wheeze. Ugh.
Didn't hear that. Spot command. Well, okay. You got your Orm White voice ready?
This one doesn't kill my voice.
Okay. Spot Commander White at the edge of the room, but you don't pay him much notice. Takes you a while before you feel ready to stand. You okay?
Yeah, I just needed a moment. Anyways, the will reading bought us a few more hours to investigate the murder. We should take advantage of the new information we just learned.
Instead of 2 frames. I'm good today.
Can't complain.
This morning is, I did scare myself. I told Noah this before we started the stream, but I scared myself that I overslept for stream. Because I woke up my usual, 6:45, and it looked too bright outside. It's a lot louder. I know, this track is a little loud. Oop. Hang on. Give me a second. I'm gonna lower it to 50.
Okay. So, where should we start first?
Oh my god, wait!
Because
Wait,
we're the prosecutor.
Yeah, we're the
Because
prosecutor.
we're the prosecutor.
Right. You're the prosecutor now. So that would technically make you his boss for the time being.
This is really red.
Yep.
Awkwardness aside, I'd never really led a task force before. What would Steelwind normally do in this situation? I mean, she would normally do
Go
everything
off
for
and
herself because
investigate on her own.
she doesn't fucking trust him. Well, she'd normally have us investigate areas of interest. Right. The context of the investigation tends to change after each round of court proceedings. Well, we're lacking a lot of physical evidence. Could you and the Inquisition search the gallery in Beatrice's room? Perhaps you can find evidence of how the sword of spell eating was stolen. Whatever you say, boss.
That covers the Inquisition, but what are we going to do?
It's clear that Lord Frega's inheritance plays a large role in this case. Even if it's not valid, we should take a look at the modified will that he was drafting. It might give us some insight about what he was really planning to do with his inheritance.
So we want to go to the study.
Yes.
Oh,
Come on, where is it?
decent. I mean, better than being not good.
Better than being not decent.
Yeah. As you enter William Frega's study, you spot a figure rummaging through the drawers in his desk.
Why isn't it here? Where else would he put it?
Miriam?
What?
As soon as she notices you, Miriam quickly closes the drawers and walks towards you. But you already saw what she was doing. She was definitely looking for something.
This is a crime scene. What are you doing here, Miriam? As if that's any of your business. Considering that I'm the prosecutor, it's very much my business.
You give a side glance to the knights stationed outside the room. They should have stopped her from entering, but perhaps she used her status to intimidate them into letting her through. However, this could be a blessing in disguise. She was clearly looking for something in this room, and you have a feeling you know what it is.
You appear to be looking for something, Miriam. What could be so important that you disturb an active crime scene? It's none of your concern. I'm merely trying to find something that belongs to me. Really? 'Cause I have a feeling that we might be looking for the same thing. You're looking for the will that your father was drafting, aren't you?
Oh. Using tone tags to differentiate which idiots you're talking about.
Idiot derogatory.
Idiot affectionate versus idiot derogatory.
That's...
Were you trying to destroy it before we could get to it?
No, of course not. I just needed to see it for myself. Did she really do this?
Oh? Is she also suspicious, Beatrice?
Why are you so determined to see the drafted will, Miss Frega? I just wanted to see what my father's final wishes were.
But your father already had a will filed previously. Wouldn't that be enough?
You also suspect something, don't you? Of course not. Beatrice would never do something like this. Miss Frega, I never even mentioned Beatrice. I know how things may look, but please understand I'm just trying to get to the truth. I don't think your sister did this, but she may have been involved. She may have worked with someone else to orchestrate her father's death.
Unlike Leifa, she didn't immediately deny it. This means that she already had her own suspicions. Honestly, first I kinda wanna present some profiles. Just for the flavor text.
Uh-huh. I can't believe someone attacked Arya. I hope she's okay. I never expected you to care that much about her. Of course I care about her. I mean...
How can I prove I'm better than her if she falls at the hand of some common brute?
You can see some cracks in her facade.
I mean, like, I will say that what the personality that Miriam has right now is actually fairly common in victims of parental abuse.
What,
Like hyper aggressiveness, acting entitled
Mm-hmm.
to basically anyone other than family members and people that they trust.
Not derogatory. I don't know. Maybe.
But what I mean to say through this is that I honestly think that Miriam isn't a bad person.
No, I mean she comes.
Just her haughtiness is a way of self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there is some. I mean, she does have some of that entitlement that a lot of the nobles in this game have.
Yeah. I think only Steelwind doesn't at this point.
Yeah.
Steelwind and maybe Aster.
I don't know.
But
Aster's thrown his weight around plenty.
Well, but Aster fully understands what his position, like, what power his position gives him. And he's not afraid to use it.
Yeah, and then there's his little brother who's a dick, but he's also 7, so...
Yeah. But yeah, I think Miriam Frega's actually just like a good girl at heart, but just cannot bring herself to act that way.
No, I mean...
Is he actually 7?
Yeah.
I thought he was like 9.
No,
oh no,
he's
he's 7.
7.
Never mind.
What 7-year-old isn't a dick? I was an ass at 7.
You should have seen me at 7. Oh boy.
I have some specific memories of, like, being 7. And, like, the way I was.
I was just a menace in elementary school. And in middle school. I didn't actually calm down until, like, sophomore year of high school.
And fuck am I glad you calmed down by then. No, there's some very specific memories I have of me at 7, and also me like in kindergarten. You know what? I'm gonna tell this story. I got a call home from my kindergarten teacher for cheating in kindergarten. Would you like to know what I was doing?
Shoot.
I was writing the other kids' names for them. Because they hadn't figured out how to write their names yet. And I was good at remembering their name. I was good at remembering people's names at the time and how to spell them. So they were asking me to write their names for them. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'm just being helpful. I'm being a good friend." And my kindergarten teacher called home and told my mom that I was cheating in kindergarten.
You know, I was an asshole.
And then high school didn't make. I'll say. Yeah, bullying sucks.
Why would you cheat like that? That's crazy.
But no, it like.
You know, like back during early. I don't know if I should say this, honestly. Oh well, this is a safe space, even though it's on the internet for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Back in like early elementary school, I actually was a bully. I want to like
Okay.
strangle me from the past, like past high school. Like I've very much learned and understood that like what I have done has probably ruined someone's life. I know that now. But back then, it was fun.
Yeah, middle
Which, like-
school.
which is I will say is not an excuse. I'm not making excuses for my past self. It is something that I am forever going to atone for. But God, it is actually one of the things. Like there aren't many things that I would actually go back to the past to change. That is one of them.
Yeah, honestly, there's one big thing I'd go in the past to you know let past Arya know about. But other than that, I don't really.
But like
think
even if I let past me know about it, I still would have done the same thing because I was just an asshole in elementary school. Like I would need to actually like go back and change it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is something that I will regret till my grave, but I can't do anything about it now.
Yeah, middle school, middle school, I don't think any of us, well, at least between you and I don't want to speak for anyone else, but middle school fucking sucked. It was awful, and I'd never want to go back to it.
So I make a lot of jokes about how much middle school sucked, but I honestly, it was fine enough for me just because I had a decent friend group.
And I kind of had that, and I had, I had friends from band. I had, I had that lunch table with Logan and everyone there.
Well, like, cause I had a friend group that, and also like, I know that it's me saying that, but like my appearance isn't bad, right? Which like makes it just that much more acceptable to be weird in middle school.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if it happens for long enough, you add. Yeah, I had friends that I've since lost contact with. I don't speak with them anymore, just because we just drifted apart. But they got like that because of other factors, like at home and things like that. And it's that's one of my regrets, not trying to do more there.
And then in high school, like a series of unfortunate events. I say unfortunate events; they were very trauma-inducing. Happened like back to back and made me who I am, which like surprisingly is something that I would not change. And like some horrible, terrible shit did happen there, that I will admit. But at the same time, like it was something that just gave me a wake-up slap, being like, hey, what you are doing, like how you are acting is not okay. You need to change. And I did. And I'm still trying to change now.
And I mean, honestly, from the way you describe it, like if I'd known you before we actually met, then we probably wouldn't have been friends.
I don't think we would have gotten along. I honestly don't.
No. There is someone that is jumping to mind who maybe if I'd met him later on after he calmed the fuck down, we could have been friends too. But I met him in elementary school and living in the same neighborhood, and we got along in Cub Scouts. I'll put it like that.
Cub Scouts is Cub Scouts, yeah.
Cub Scouts is Cub Scouts. And then in middle school, he turned into one of the biggest assholes I know.
Was he ever in Boy Scouts?
I don't know. I don't know if he ever went to like. He might have been. I don't know if he ever went to Troop 21 even for a little while. Definitely was never in. Definitely was never in 29. Maybe even gone to 35. I don't know. But anyway, it's.
And it might have been Troop 29. From the way you describe him, it sounds like he'd light a cornfield on fire.
Fuck off. No, but he was a dick, and and the point I was going for was that there's literally one thing I'd changed about middle school, and it's letting myself know about certain things a little sooner. But I wouldn't change the way I acted towards him. Because the way I acted towards him, I think, was an overall good for somebody else in my life who I consider a lifelong friend.
Fair enough.
Because that's who was kind of in his sights most often when I was around, and you know, I was there, and you know, by his side, sticking up for him. And I wouldn't change that for the world. Even though it made my middle school life a little harder, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fascinating. Like now that we're old, like back in middle school, high school, there were so many things that we wish that we would have gone back in time to change, right? But now, like as we get older, like it just becomes so much more apparent that like the decisions that we've made back then have made us who we were, or who we are now.
Yeah, and like it's very hard. Is it discussing childhood trauma podcast now? A little bit. We got on the topic. I mean, it's like here. I'll just.
We have time. We have time.
She's the reason we're talking about this.
It might have been my fault. I might have derailed it a little bit. But...
yeah. And thing with me, I think in some ways, like, people tried to bully me on my own. But they never got a reaction from me because I was too stupid to realize I was being bullied. And it never clicked until like middle school that like
the fucking
the
fucking ultimate defense, just pure idiocy.
Pure obliviousness.
Back in middle school, early high school too,
yeah, absolutely. Experience like shapes us so much. Like sometimes I wondered like when I was really little, or like between like first grade and second grade, my family moved to the area we lived for like the rest of my schooling days. Yeah. And sometimes I wonder, what if I had stayed where we were living before, and been with like those friends. The people I cheated for in kindergarten. What if I'd stayed with them?
Yeah. Sometimes I do think about what would have happened if I weren't part of like, you know, the community and things that burned down in like sophomore year, and how much I would have changed, and I think I would have been fucking insufferable. Because like also back in like early high school, up until early high school, I mean, and I know it's once again I say this about myself, but like it might be a little hard to believe, but I was like one of the most critically unfunny people that I think I ever would have had the displeasure of knowing. Because I was basically just like a parrot that just kept repeating things that I thought were funny, and nothing that came out of my mouth was original. Thank you, Cake.
Okay.
Thank you, Cake. I love and appreciate you too. Go die in a fire. And I don't really know what changed me, honestly. I just sort of figured that if what I was doing wasn't funny, then I could like change it to make it more funny. I guess really the thing that changed was like I really just worked on my comedic timing. Cause
Yeah, you're no. We don't bake alive.
I hope you get burned, Cake.
Wow. So rude. But no, legitimately, like you are legitimately funny now.
I sure fucking hope I am.
You can just say my name in a certain tone and be funny. Like that's not fair.
It's all in the timing. I don't know. It's in the timing and also like just being able to use the right tone in the right place.
Yeah.
Ed, an asshole arc in your childhood, like breaking others' belongings, extremely annoying class, practically ability.
Oh, like.
Life.
Yeah, I know the type. I know the type of like childhood asshole you're talking about. The kind of
Cake, I don't know what you mean.
the kind of childhood asshole that would like rip apart like rip someone's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Not that I'm drawing on experience or anything.
This isn't personal or anything.
No, oh, you just made me think of another asshole from my childhood. I'm not naming names because, you know, obviously, but, you know.
I think you should actually name them all.
You know what? I'll leave it at this. My mom once expressed disappointment to me that I left school and like graduated high school without ever once punching this person in the mouth.
Oh, this person was still like in our high school?
Yeah.
At that time, damn.
Like I
probably knew him then.
I didn't ever talk with him. Like, I think I maybe saw him twice in high school. I think he chilled out a lot. But elementary school and middle school, kid was a dick. And yes, my mother did express disappointment that I did not punch him in the mouth before leaving school.
I mean, honestly, with how we left school, you could have spit in his face and it would have done the same exact thing. Probably would have done more. All I'm saying is that with how we left school, doing a spit take on him would have been worse than punching him in the mouth.
Yeah, I could have coughed in his general direction. It would have been more effective. Fuck, I don't know why that got me. I don't know why that got me so well. See, you're funny.
It's because I am just a genius at comedy.
For sure.
There's another thing that I want to say about that. It's not as serious as the topic that we're on right now, but it's also like a huge sidetrack. It's not that big. Maybe like 2-3 minutes.
Okay. We got 2-3 minutes.
So like one of the things that I found fascinating is that there's like I'm sure you've heard of it actually. I'm sure I've told you about it. There's psychological evidence, like studies and shit, that basically state that using your facial muscles to smile, like even forcing a smile, will end up having a positive effect on people's mental health. Mm-hmm. Like using facial muscles to imitate a smile will, over the course of like a few days, months, years, I don't know, I forget the time frame, but like actually using facial muscles to imitate a smile will actually make someone feel happier. And like back when I was like really struggling, that was one of the things that like I started doing, was that I just started forcing a smile. And I know that sounds very sad, but it wasn't actual, like I didn't start it with that intent. I just figured that, you know, like I didn't do it to force a smile to make someone else feel better or to make myself seem like I was okay. But I just started trying to smile just so that I could feel more happy with just general things in my life that were something to be happy about, right? Like just little things. And I, to this day, I think it's one of the reasons why I can break out into a smile naturally too. But there's an offshoot of that thought where it has to do with self-confidence, where one of the things that actually helps me gain self-confidence, a lot of self-confidence, was by making jokes and like adopting a quote-unquote persona that I was a genius. And like I never actually acted that way, right? Because that would have been very pretentious. But like making jokes in my mind whenever I did something right, like of course I did it because I'm a genius. Or like if I did something wrong, then like I'll bounce back from this and I'll do it right next time because I'm a genius, like that kind of thing. And like that for some reason really boosted my self-confidence, and it's one of the reasons why I still make jokes like that. One, because I know the people that I make those jokes to, one, know that I'm definitely not a genius, I'm a fucking dumbass. Two is that they also know that I'm not the type to get overconfident like that. So they'll just take it in stride. But it's one of the reasons why I've actually been able to get my confidence up to a level where I am confident in myself now. Because up until like junior year of high school, when I started doing that, like I had really bad self-confidence issues. Bumbatron, possibly.
Yeah, and
I don't know, I've always thought that you were older than us.
I mean,
But honestly, at this point, we probably are only slightly older than you. We probably are older.
Jim, when yeah, I mean, I can't say I know how that feels. Well, and also, well, I mean, yeah, if you don't like them because they're homophobic, that's, you know, that's valid. But
One thing I will say about the friend group that you've made, Arya, is that they are very inclusive, to say the least.
that is putting it away.
It's almost like it's their life's mission to just have people like with them, enjoying things with them, which I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it also is just kind of jarring that, like, you know, I get a ping sometimes randomly from like Ed, right, telling me to play a rat in a fighting game, and like that doesn't happen in my other friend groups.
Yeah, I mean,
No, you can call Miriam idiot derogatory. That's fine.
I mean, she needs to get over herself, but yeah.
Yeah, just get over your trauma. It's easy.
Just move on.
Just
Duh. But yeah, it's
Ed, it's mouse hour.
people were so fucking complicated.
Wait, Ed, did you buy the game?
There,
Because I was always a Vicala enjoyer. I have always been.
Yeah. But
I
anyway,
just bought the game to enjoy her more. But if you bought the game, damn. It's still on sale, right? If I can get my debit card stuff cleared, you might see a conch in the future. Because I really do want you to try some of the new characters. She's very funny. Mikola is so fucking funny. Anyway, Bumbatron, to give a general time frame, we graduated when the pandemic first hit.
yeah,
we graduated high
high
school.
school in 2020.
Yes, when the pandemic just hit.
We're still on spring break.
Technically, we are, aren't we?
Yeah, we coming up on 5 full years. Wait, so it's 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, we're coming up on 5 full years of spring break.
Did
from
you
high
actually
school.
have to fucking count?
It always gets weird when you count years and like you don't include the first year. 20, somewhere in that area.
I'm soon to be 23. Very soon, actually.
Give me half a year, I'll be 24.
Old.
I know.
Old.
The clock is fucking ticking. I can hear the bells in the distance.
Can feel the Grim Reaper's scythe upon your neck.
You know that feeling like when you get like a tingle up your spine, like you know something's behind you but you don't know like how far, and it's just like a fear response.
I can't say I ever have. No, I do when I'm playing Ace Attorney for some fucking reason. I fucking told you I have trauma about that game.
Stream's over. Bye.
I cannot play Ace Attorney in a dark room. I cannot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You told me you have trauma on that game.
I've told you about this. It's like it's the fucking weirdest thing because like I both rationally, like I consciously and subconsciously know that I should not be scared of this thing. I should not be scared of this game. Like literally nothing about it is scary, but I'm still scared of it.
Alright. So,
But yeah, I don't know
the story, people are complicated. A lot of us are shaped by our experiences.
We also might be older than Bumbotron.
We might be older than Bumbotron.
That's the real moral of the story, actually.
Yeah.
We're old.
Anyway, I just realized. Insert old joke. Yeah. Anyway, Beatrice's hairstyle was goals. That's all. That's how I'll leave it.
I actually like Miriam's a lot more.
It's a
No,
lot
I just like Miriam's design a lot more, honestly.
Yeah, Miriam's hairstyle is a lot more expressive, I'll call it.
Wow, Bumbotron, do you only watch people younger than you?
Whoa.
What? Did I stutter?
Don't put it like that. Don't put it like that. Don't put it like that. Anyway, bye for now, Bumbotron.
Yeah, anyway, see you.
No, but I do like that's a hairstyle I'd want. Like with the little side hair making like kind of like framing the face, the part like where it is, and long like down the back. Like
Okay, honestly,
seriously,
unironically,
make it brown and like change the eye color to brown and like
honestly,
yeah.
unironically, if it did not take so much fucking effort to style, I think that my hairstyle would be something more like Von Sanctus's.
Like the
side part.
Yeah.
Framing the forehead. But it's a fucking pain in the ass.
You also never really realized that dude's got a big forehead.
See, you think that, right? But
Yeah.
that's just what happens when you sweep the bangs up.
I guess. Yeah. I think this is the
'Cause
hairstyle
it's about-
a lot of people should
it's about-
aspire to.
It's about the same. It's about the same as Wallace's. What the fuck are you talking about? No, the hairstyle that we should all aspire to is obviously the prince's. You gotta
I
get that emo. You gotta get that
Get
emo,
that
one
emo
side of your
cover
face
the
covered.
eye. Yeah. I mean, I think Eris kind of hasn't beaten that game.
Surprise! Surprise!
Surprise. Hi, Bumbletron. Welcome back.
Oh, we're going with that bit. I see.
I mean, I think if we want to compare, like, emo, like, trying to look scary.
Okay, no.
Eris beats him.
Eris beats him because she was literally made to beat him in that area.
And she pulls it off.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
She pulls
You're
it
right.
off. She does
You're right.
it.
You're right. There
Still-
is no point arguing with a deaf person. You're right.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
What did I say?
I don't know. I didn't hear you. Okay.
This is the quality content that you guys come here for.
Anyway.
Drinks.
Drink.
Drinks. I just emptied my cup. I gotta be right back.
Those hairstyles, you don't have to draw eyes. True.
I mean, you won't even know if they have different colored eyes. If for some reason it's revealed that the prince has different colored eyes, fuck me.
Can't believe you predicted Alaric has heterochromia. I mean, yeah, that's what, like, if you have to make a character, you just make the bangs so long that you can't see their eyes. Which, yes, Cake, I do fully realize you've done that.
Okay, I'm back with water. I also wanted to say, this is quick. One of the reasons why I think we just, like, podcasting versus story progress thing we have here, I might have mentioned this before, but
Yeah.
it's that, like, with games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and, like, Pokemon Randomizer stuff, we can podcast while we play, but, like, here our story progress is locked behind us doing the voices, and we cannot do that if we're podcasting.
Well?
Anyway, I have my
Hello.
drinks. Beatrice, she's changed so much since I last saw her. What was she like before? She was far quicker to anger before, and she never cared about decorum. She looks so composed and calm now. It's like she's a totally different person.
And...
If,
yeah, we'll just go through the sisters.
born to pod for forced to voice.
Yeah.
Just gotta lock in. What's your relationship with Latha? Non-existent. We barely see each other.
Really? But she's your sister.
Because of her marriage to Von Sanctus, my dad has kept her confined to the manor. And I spend almost all of my time at the academy. I don't like coming back here.
Because she avoids coming back to her home. Not that you're in any position to judge her. True, fair.
Sorry, any flashback to that moment just has like, you little shit.
Yeah. Oh, I just presented her own profile to her. Well.
What can you tell me about your father, Miriam? I'm sure you know a lot about him already. This trial has made his character very apparent. And you don't want to refute any of the statements made against him?
Seems like a sore spot for her. Maybe you should change the subject. It's like, do you
Let's
want
present
to
ourselves. Let's ego search. Let's ego search.
Ego search.
Of all the places, I never expected to see you here. I suppose you have a point. I'm only here because of a series of strange circumstances.
How about Celeste Steelwind?
I definitely didn't expect to see you again, McCoy.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it. Still remember how you treated Tyrion back at the academy. Oh.
Sadness. I still have that tea from the Eastern Kingdoms if you'd like some more.
Oh! Alright, I'm listening. Is that all it takes to win her over? Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I said.
Are you both making fun of me?
Oh! Fucking Beetle-ass voice, Wind Waker Beetle. Oh!
Ending the stream. Ending stream. Making soup. Goodbye.
No, like I said, I don't think Miriam's a bad person.
No.
I think that her haughtiness is just like so thoroughly ingrained into her personality as a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, she's legitimately offering to like take tea with them again, and with no false pretense about who they are. It just struck me. Oh wait, I already did that.
I mean, I told you, my eye for people is unparalleled.
No, nothing for.
But
All right,
yeah, no.
I think we're probably well.
I was right about Miriam. Anyway, moving on, because I'm always right. You know that.
Okay, I guess we'll move on.
Where's the will, Miriam? I need to see it. I don't know. I haven't been able to find it.
You recall she was frantically searching William's desk earlier. She's probably telling the truth.
It should have been here, but I can't find it. He locked the door when he began drafting it. In addition to that, the Inquisition closed the area off after the body was discovered. That means that someone took it during the lockdown. On the night of the murder, William Frigga retreated into his study to modify his will. He died before this will could be submitted, so it's not valid. The draft was supposedly stolen during the lockdown. It's likely that the murderer took and/or destroyed it. That's kind. Also, that's like it's very ironic that if you die after you finish drafting a will but you don't submit it, it's not valid.
Yeah.
That's really ironic. Like just generally.
Well, I think the idea behind it, so that it show up one last time, I hope so.
I know it's like legal implications and stuff like that. Like I know the reasoning behind it. It's just very ironic that like if that actually happens like in the real world, it's not counted as valid legally.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea behind it is you say like, you know, it's written like I have sound mind and body. Like,
yeah,
you need to be able to submit it. And,
I guess
like,
you wouldn't be sound of body anymore, huh?
You really wouldn't. It was probably stolen by whoever murdered him, right?
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Which means that whoever did this wanted to nullify whatever was written on it.
It's looking more and more like the motive behind this was William's inheritance.
Anyways, it looks like we won't be able to find the will. The fact that it was taken must imply something. For now, we should follow our other leads. There's also the question of who committed the murder and how.
Don't we already know the how? Murderer stole the sword of spell eating and used it to break into the study.
That's true, but think about how they would have needed to move around the manor. The murder took place on the first floor within William Frigga's study.
Okay.
Sorry, just a thought that ran through my head was, why is the study bigger than the bathroom? Like, of course it's fucking bigger than the bathroom. What the fuck?
What do you mean?
The gallery was on the second floor. They would have needed to go upstairs, steal the sword from the gallery, and then use it to nullify the lock on the study. Not only that, they would have needed to go back upstairs and plant the sword in Beatrice's room.
About that, if someone conspired with Beatrice to do this, why would they plant the sword in her room?
That's a good point. Perhaps they had a falling out. Her partner might have tried to betray her by pinning the blame on her.
But if that were true, why wouldn't she just sell them out and make a deal with Steelwind?
It would be because of the Slayer rule.
Slayer rule? I remember the guy at the will reading mentioned that. What is it?
It was a law passed by the Crown centuries ago. According to that law, if someone is involved in another person's death, even accidentally, they will not be allowed to inherit the deceased property.
Okay, is involved.
Involved, okay. So even if Beatrice wasn't directly responsible, she'd lose her cut of the inheritance if she took a plea deal.
More importantly, it doesn't sound like Miriam completely believes in Beatrice's innocence either. If that's true, what else can she tell you?
Miriam, it almost sounds like you suspect Beatrice as well. That's... Am I incorrect? I don't know what to think anymore. Why else would she threaten me?
Hmm?
Ooh. Ooh.
Wait, she was threatened?
Miriam, did Beatrice threaten you in some way? What? Of course not! Your testimony yesterday was quite convenient for the defense. It almost got the whole case thrown out. And Leifa didn't seem to understand what was going on either. With the way she gave her testimony yesterday, it was almost like she was covering for you. Does he seriously not know? Please, promise me that you won't tell anyone about this. I won't tell anyone, except maybe the court. What happened?
I might put it on public record, but I won't tell anyone. Don't worry about it. I mean, Look, the law is written very much more...
It's the law would actually...
Legalese. We're just getting the executive summary.
The law would have actually been written in very specific terms, but... For example, like, murder... Like, I can say to you, you can't murder someone, you can't kill someone, and that would be the entire law on murder. Right? But in like, the actual laws, it would be like, you know, directly responsible for someone's death or any case therein. Or some bullshit like that.
Yeah. You know why no one reads the terms and services of anything? It's because it's all written in legalese. Except,
also maybe the reason... Also maybe because it...
3, there was like a little section in there that was just like written in plain English that was like... No. What Baldur's Gate 3 did, they like actually wrote it as like an Eldritch Pact.
That's actually really cool.
And then there was a little section that was just like, okay, we have to actually do some of the legalese, XYZ, and then they were back to the bit. I mean, you can, it's just like not legally sound.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Once.
Well, I mean, actually, you can multiple times. You probably just shouldn't, though.
Well, until you get caught.
I mean,
is this against
TOS? You're not kept
TOS?
away from the other prisoners. You don't know Dutch law. I'm pretty sure murder is generally illegal over there, but you're right.
No. I think the Netherlands is just like a lawless zone.
True.
About an hour after the murder, I was approached by Ruby Tamura. She gave me a list of statements to give in my testimony. The statements weren't true, but she assured me that my status would protect me from any scrutiny. What? She had information that I had tried to keep secret, and she threatened to make it public unless I cooperated with her. No, she would never do that. I'm telling the truth. Please, you can't tell Tamura that I told you. She'll ruin me.
That shows that her fear is genuine. She's not lying.
I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. I'll bet you're just the same. Successor for the devil of defense attorneys.
The rumors, they can't be true. You refuse to believe it. Hey, Tyrion? Are you okay? Now's not the time to doubt yourself. There's too much at stake right now, and you have a job to do.
We should check on Commander White. He might have found something.
Okay. Just don't push yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Seen the movie The Purge? I haven't, but I know the basic plot.
I know of it.
Like, the basic conceit of it is like 24 hours of lawlessness. We'll have plenty of time to think about this later. He'd probably be in Beatrice's room.
See, one of the things that I just don't find realistic about the Purge is that, like, obviously there would be people who would be doing, like, the obvious crimes, right? But then there would also be people, like, doing good that isn't entirely legal.
True. And then there's people like me who just commit tax evasion.
I mean, I think everyone would be doing that if the Purge happened.
But the Baldur's Gate 3 thing, big fan of that game. It's a good game. I need to find time to play more of it.
I should get around to playing it. I've way too much on my backlog as it is. I can't really like justify buying it since it's another like 300-hour time sink.
Yeah, it is that. I feel like we just had an ad, but no, that's because we didn't make much progress because we were podcasting
We spent like
for like
30
half an
minutes
hour.
talking about other shit. Yeah.
You enter the Beatrice's bedroom and see the Inquisition combing through it. Looks like their search is focused under her bed.
Oh, that's good. Commander. General Kenobi.
You
This
are a
is doing
bold
a
one.
deep search of the room. We're not done yet.
Grab all the double stuffed Oreos. Yeah,
Well, like, cause like
I agree. You have your
I
priorities straight.
for sure know people who, like, if the Purge happened, would break into houses to rescue like animals. Like, they would, absolutely.
What would I... Like, legitimately, what would I do during the Purge?
I mean, I would
No,
probably
I know what
just
I'd do.
hang out in.
I know
I'd
what
probably
I'd
just
do.
hang out in a bunker and try not to die.
I'd take a risk. There's one risk I would take.
I mean, yeah, if everything's legal, I'm sure that there's a risk you would take.
I mean, look, some things are just expensive. And if there's 24 hours where I can legally not pay anything for it... Yeah,
You're so right.
Kate,
I would
you're on
spend
the right
all.
track.
I would spend.
Kate,
I would spend
you're on
all
the
of
right
my
track.
time. I would spend all of my time committing tax fraud so I could. So I can get as many pulls in mobile games as I can. You're so right. Those things cost money. When is the ad gonna start?
I don't know. It takes like a minute sometimes.
There it is. So while we're here, and this isn't really important, I always say to myself, I guess, because like no one's really listening, that I hate humanity as a whole, but I love individual humans.
Yeah,
I
mean, I don't know where this quote is from, but it's like, a person is smart, people are dumb.
Well, because like take humanity taken as a whole, there is no end to the evil that it causes.
Yeah.
Like, humanity has a tendency, an ingrained tendency to basically exploit other people and other things for its own profit. And that leads to so many bad things. It's human greed.
In a way that's kind of... I don't want to call it natural, because we've broken nature to the point where it is legitimately evil what we do. But
it is natural, though, because basically every single thing that humans from the past to the present have done has been in our own self-interest.
Yeah, and in a lot
overall as humanity.
Yeah, and that's a natural thing to do to, like, I mean, animals are constantly, like, taking advantage of things and taking advantage of nature in order to gain an
Humans were not
advantage.
meant to be the top of the food chain. Do you think
No,
a fucking
we
apex
just
predator has fucking depression? No. We were not meant to be the top of the food chain.
No, we're just like humans. Humans have just broken things with our intelligence so much that we can conceive of what we're doing as evil and over exploitative.
See, but at the same time though, like individual humans have the capacity for so much good.
Yeah,
We might have cake. We might have.
might have done.
Check the VOD. You're probably right. But like individual humans have the capacity for so much good. And like and people do that. Like people just do so much good. And obviously there are a few people who I could name who don't do good at all.
Yeah, who have the capacity and in fact acted on a lot of evil.
Yes. But at the same time, like if you just look at someone random that you're crossing down the street, like there's probably a very good chance that they have done something good today.
Yeah.
Which like it's I love people but I hate humanity. That's
Yeah.
that's my thoughts. Anyway, actually, Cake, I think you're actually right. We have gone through more text before you came here than we have after you did.
We grind to a halt for Cake.
Basically, you're the reason we don't make story progress. It's your fault, Cake. It's your fault.
No, you know what I think the problem is? The actual reason it happens is because you you you're chatting and we want to respond and and in a game where we have to like talk to advance the story, that's a problem. It slows it down. But we just want to we want to talk with you because and we want to talk with everyone because you're all interesting people and we enjoy that you come and
Y'all
watch
are
our
cool.
stuff.
But also, it's all your fault that we're not making progress.
That too. Cats meow. Oh.
No, cats are hyper aggressive predators. Like basically everything about a cat has been optimized to catch prey. Which is one of the reasons why I've actually read this like you know like the whole like feline human thing. Just like the trope.
Yeah, cat girls.
Cat
I know
girls
what
and
you
cat
mean.
boys.
Yeah.
Cat girls and cat boys. Because cat boys are also popular. But and like them hunting like rats and stuff, like just physiologically does not make sense because everything about a cat is optimized to be able to hunt the biggest prey it can with the most optimized efficiency. So an actual cat girl or cat boy would absolutely look at like a wild boar and try and catch it.
I mean, why is it
Bumbatron,
like...
that actually brought me made me think of something else where you might see like I don't know like heartwarming videos. I know I'm about to ruin it for you if you can't tell the tone, but of like you know dogs checking on not dogs like puppies checking on like a baby's breathing to make sure that they're still alive if they're sleeping. That's actually to check if they're still alive, like in a prey sort of way.
Anyway, let's make some more game progress. I don't want to talk about that.
I don't think like domestic like older domesticated dogs do that obviously because like they're used to being around humans.
Yeah.
But like if a baby was not breathing, Well, we'll just leave it there. I also don't have like actual studies and shit on that because I've never wanted to look it up. But
Like, oh, are you food yet? No? Aw.
and then they grow up to be like the fucking best friends ever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
this is
we're
my
not
one,
even
right?
we're not even getting background music on this because it's the bad music, so you know.
This is the last deep search of the room, but we're not done yet. You should probably come back later.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you say so.
Suppose the sitting room then.
Imagine being food. Yeah, imagine.
Just move around the manor. You're peeking at the sitting room to see if Von Sanctus is still there. You don't see him there, but you spot another individual. Is
That's
that...
probably Steelwind.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's probably Steelwind.
He's calmly reading some sort of book, but you can feel a menacing aura emanating from him.
That motherfucker is not reading. He is not reading. His ass is not reading.
Damn, he lost one eye and then nearly lost the other.
Yeah, so much for a warrior, huh?
I mean, he is kind of a warrior. Fear?
Fear? No way.
Wait.
No, no way that started with Arya's leitmotif.
It sure is. It sure is. It's just Arya's leitmotif, but with like a lot more brass.
It's like, it's literally just a fanfare.
Yeah, it's just brass. Flipping page was still holding a massive axe. Okay, well, who wants to be Lucius Steelwind? I mean, I've voiced both the other Steelwinds so far.
And by law of three, that makes me the other one, yep.
Yep.
Wait, what the other Steelwind? What?
Yeah, you know, Celeste Steelwind. I voiced them both. Both Arya and Celeste.
Yeah. When you're right, you're right. I'm just... Do I completely break immersion? Or do I just roll with it?
I don't know. I get the feeling he's supposed to be pretty intimidating. And he'll probably play a big role in the story. So, do with that information what you will.
You're not helping your case.
It's up to you. That's all I'm saying. It's your character.
The Sora.
Why does it sound like Arm White?
No, the voice is higher.
If you think you can go for that the whole time.
Alright, since he's actually probably gonna be like a huge character. And not a gumshoe. Sora, you must be daft if you think I wouldn't notice your presence.
What? Did he notice you? You barely entered the room. Before you have a chance to respond, the man pulls out his great axe and rushes towards you.
Wait,
Bring up your arms to block his blow, but in hindsight, that probably won't do much against an axe that large. Prodigious. You open your eyes. Celeste is now standing between you and the axe-wielding maniac. Not sure what happened, but it looks like she knocked him several feet backward.
Oh, it's you two.
What the hell was that? You could have killed him.
You shouldn't have snuck up on me like that. I almost cleaved him in two.
Tyrion didn't do anything wrong. Who the hell do you think you are?
I am Lord Lucio Steelwind, Grand General of the Wyvern Guard Military Forces.
Occupation, Grand General. Not that as a... He could have. Like, oops, nearly committed a murder. So this is Prosecutor Steelwind's father. They do share the same intimidating stare.
I don't know. I kind of want that axe. That's uncool.
Being generally grand. Yeah, instead of being generally grand like most nobles, he's Grand General. He's not the most menacing person in the room right now.
Celeste, it's fine. I'm not hurt.
She looks more than irate right now, but she begrudgingly sheaths her sword. Anyways, Lord Steelwind was one of the people with a motive to murder William Frege. And as a fellow head of a pillar house, he might have some information about William and his affairs. Looks could kill.
McCoy, one might misinterpret that look of yours as murderous intent.
Aw, guess you do have some battle instincts after all. Honestly wasn't sure, since you so obviously have a silver spoon stuck up your...
Celeste? Such lack of respect and discipline. You were one of my soldiers, I'd have you hanged.
If I was one of your soldiers, I'd hang myself.
I do think that this is actually one of the only times we've seen Celeste angry.
There's one other time we've seen her angry, and she had to help somebody relocate their shoulder.
Okay, let's all try to stay civil here. Lord Steelwind, you were here at the Lord's Ball when the murder occurred. Am I correct? I was. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about what you saw that night? If that's okay with you? I suppose I must oblige, considering that my daughter has so unceremoniously thrust her responsibilities onto you. I'm sorry about what happened to your daughter. I'm sure that you're very worried. It's her own fault for exerting herself despite her injuries. Ooh, sadness and fear, but not anger. Not anger. Even the bravest warrior knows when to stay off the battlefield.
How can you say that? Your daughter was trying to do the right thing.
By prosecuting the heiress of House Frege. She had very little evidence to substantiate a conviction. If she wanted to strike a blow on a rival house, she should have been certain that her enemy would fall. Now, if Beatrice Frege is found innocent, any hopes of an alliance between House Frege and House Steelwind would be completely annihilated.
I think if she was found guilty, those prospects wouldn't be great either.
Wait, hold on. Bring up the log. This shows two things. One, that he actually does have the brains behind the brawn.
Sure.
Two, any hopes of an alliance between House Frege and House Steelwind. He might not have a motive.
Oh, no, he wouldn't have. Well, okay. Let's say, hypothetically, we have no reason to suspect this. But what if he knew what the will said?
Cake, it would be very disturbing seeing every emotion except happiness change suddenly to happiness, okay?
Secretly not stupid. I mean, okay, but let's say Lucio Steelwind did know what was on the will. And he wants...
But how would that substantiate a motive?
Well, let's say he hears William Frege say he's gonna cut Beatrice from the will. What else would you be afraid he might add? Would you be afraid that he would add something like Leifa is legally compelled to marry Jaden von Sanctus, and therefore consummate the alliance between House von Sanctus and House Frege, instead of House Steelwind
the
and
alliance,
House Frege?
See, but that can still be done with Miriam.
Could've.
The issue that I'm seeing here is that he's concerned that Arya and that Steelwind Arya is currently at odds with the heir to House Frege. So if the heir to House Frege is found innocent and reinstated as the heir, there will be repercussions.
Okay.
And since he can clearly tell this much coming this far, I doubt there'd be any reason for him to risk it by murdering the current head of House Frege.
But if everything would go, if he adds something that forces Leifa into the marriage with Jaden von Sanctus, because she's been openly resistant to it, and it would be a way to force her into it, then all of House Frege goes to Jaden von Sanctus. An alliance with House Frege at that point is worthless. I don't know. It's. I suppose we should just move forward and figure it out.
It's up in the air, but it's definitely not as simple as we thought it was.
Trading stuff, and this guy, Frege was banking. He was like the banking head.
Goth mommy? You mean heiress?
No, I think. Do you mean Tamora?
Do you mean Tamora? Because heiress, I don't think is a mommy.
She is 16.
Tamora.
So I don't know why you would have thought it was heiress.
I mean, I think we can all say with a decent amount of certainty that she is absolutely not 16. And that is just what heiress, quote unquote, is to fit in at the academy.
Sure, okay. Maybe. We'll find out. Clearly he and the prosecutor have vastly different priorities.
Where were you throughout the night, Lord Steelwind? I so loathe gatherings like that. They're a complete waste of time. I was in this room. Then I received word that Lord Frege's lost heiress had made an unexpected appearance.
And, yeah, somewhere in that age range.
Yeah. She was supposedly speaking with the Crown Prince, so I made my way to the ballroom.
Oh, I see what... Oh! So, yeah, no, he'd have reason to want... He would have a lot of reason to want, Beatrice out of the picture.
Right.
Because of her relationship with the Crown Prince.
The engagement.
Yep.
But that'd be Beatrice though, not the head. Cause with Beatrice would be out of the picture if he just stood by and did nothing.
Yes. So that points to reason that it probably wasn't his doing. So because he would want, if Beatrice commits the murder, then Slayer Rule goes into effect, and it's all Miriam and Leifa, and there's no way she could marry the Crown Prince, which leaves him all for Arya.
Also, if he does nothing and the murder doesn't happen, then Beatrice is still written out of the will, and it's business as usual.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reason for him to have committed the murder.
Yes. And did you speak with them at any point? No. I kept my distance and stayed near the Kingsguard. I needed to make sure that she wouldn't try anything. Was this because you were wary of Beatrice Frege? Yes, I was. The Crown Prince has always been a bleeding heart. The Freges are trained to sharpen their tongue from birth. I needed to make sure that she wouldn't try to interfere with his engagement. You were worried that she was going to try and take Aster back. I was, but it was clear that wasn't her intention. But you did overhear their conversation. What were they talking about? The conversation was completely inane. It was all just small talk. Lady Frege spent most of her time playing with Prince Alaric.
Right. Aster's younger brother was there too. You know that Beatrice had some role in the murder, even if she wasn't directly responsible. Did she have some unknown goal by speaking with Aster and his brother?
You went to the ballroom when you heard that Beatrice had returned. Was this before or after the lockdown? It was before the lockdown.
Sounds about right. That means that she was accounted for before the theft was reported.
And did you see her leave at any point? No. She spoke with the two princes for quite a while. She didn't leave their side until she was arrested for Lord Frega's murder.
What? I mean, she was accounted for the entire night.
Beatrice Frege was seen speaking with Aster de Wyverngard and Alaric de Wyverngard during the Lord's Ball. She spent the entire night speaking with them. She was also accounted for before the sword of spell eating was reported missing. Lucio Steelwind, Aster, and several members of the Kingsguard can confirm this. Beatrice's quote-unquote alibi.
Sorry, I had to put some Von Sanctus on it. But her thoughts said she was an accomplice in William's death. Was she there to distract the Kingsguard?
Thank you for answering our questions, Lord Steelwind. I'm merely repaying my daughter's debt to you.
He was surprisingly pretty cooperative, but that doesn't lift any suspicion off of him just yet. You need to find more evidence if you want to know for sure.
Anyways, we should probably move somewhere else. Let's go, Celeste. McCoy,
What?
your spellcasting is undisciplined, but your battle stance and reflexes are commendable. You have my respect as a warrior.
As if that means anything coming from you.
What an undisciplined and defiant brat. I mean, by all accounts of our age range, he should have been dead by now. Right?
How old
And
was
you
he?
know-
He's like 70-something?
76.
76.
And you know what they say about old men in occupation where young men die a lot.
Yeah. It's just so funny if that's the murder weapon.
I mean, Bumbatron, remember the description said that Celeste actually forced him a few feet back.
Yeah.
And that was probably with a single stroke.
Well, that was also with the spell, remember. She cast a spell.
I feel like that spell was to protect Tyrion, though. Something like mage armor or shield.
Maybe. I don't know.
Keep it in that corner. Don't let it get away.
Get away from him! To enter Beach's room, you see Inquisition corner to something near the back of the room. Oh, it's the wolf. Some sort of animal. A wolf, to be exact.
Wait, is that?
Recall spotting that same wolf on the night of the Lord's Ball. So very quick. Pupper!
Pupper!
Has it been in the house since the murder? Oh.
We can read thoughts?
Wait, that thing around... Did it have that around its neck when we saw it that night?
No, wait. Do you think it's a bracer of intelligence?
It's some kind of... It is intelligent, somehow.
What?
You just read his thoughts. Protect territory from enemies. I see the Inquisition as intruders in his territory. Does that mean he sees this room as his home? So we start to walk towards it. Wait, Tyrion?
Stay back, kid. It's a wild animal. There's no telling what it'll do.
You ignore them and continue to approach him.
Don't worry. I'm not here to hurt you.
Huh?
Ooh!
Oh!
Ooh,
Oh!
Pupper!
Oh!
Pupper!
Oh! I'm gonna squish his face! Huh? This human, he can speak language of dog?
Wait, you can understand me?
Why are you talking to it? You're speaking plain dog.
Is he actually just,
Tracker
like,
understand.
barking? Is he actually just barking?
It's calling the Eye of Horse allowing you to speak with him? I've never really tried it before, but perhaps your powers aren't limited to humans. Netherlands isn't very naturally dangerous. Speak to animal. Anyways, this could be a good opportunity. I wonder what else he knows.
Wait, when you're presenting evidence in court, Your Honor, a dog told me.
Cross-examine the dog.
Tracker. Is that your name?
How did you... Yes, Tracker is Tracker. That's the name Queen gave to me. He's 3.
What a good doggo.
I-
I'll give it.
Tracker just is delightful when he mentions his queen.
He called you his queen. Do you know him, Leitha?
Yes, but how are you talking to it?
Ah,
So
that's...
caught up in speaking to Tracker, you didn't realize how strange this scene must look to everyone else.
I'm a dog whisperer.
Never mentioned that before.
Do you honestly expect us to do something like that?
Tracker will be on the stand. But Tracker says he can understand him. He told me himself.
How did you know that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So, Leitha, how are you able to communicate with Tracker?
I suppose there's no sense in hiding it anymore. Tracker's my familiar.
Familiar. So it's the same magical bond Harold has with his monkey.
Called the familial bond spell allows the caster to telepathically speak with their familiar. That must be how she's speaking to him.
Never mentioned him during questioning.
It wasn't relevant to the investigation. And I've been keeping him a secret from my family.
I suppose that makes sense. I doubt William Frago... Jesus Christ, Aria. I doubt William Frago would have allowed you to keep an animal in his home. Well, I don't appreciate keeping this info from us. But... Christ! Look what I said, or I wouldn't kill my voice? Yeah, no.
Yeah, you said that. You sure said that.
But it doesn't look like anyone got hurt. Aside from this dog, we haven't really found anything new.
Damn it, I didn't find any more physical evidence of the theft. Looks like you've run into another dead end.
Unless... What can you tell me about this, Tracker?
Tracker, don't... Looks like you got distracted by a squirrel outside. Okay.
Tracker, I saw you on the night of the murder.
What? Tracker? Raggy. Okay, alright.
I fucking love this game.
He's supposed to stay in this room.
Is that why you won't allow servants to enter it?
I didn't want to keep him in Beatrice's room, but he was very insistent that he stay here. Tracker, like... I don't know what voice I want to give for Tracker. There's, like... He can be very intimidating when he wants to be. Except... he's also extremely cute when he wants to be. So, like, I don't know where the middle ground is. Like, look at this! He wants this room because he likes the ambiance. Okay? Like...
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
You're not gonna make me do a Scooby-Doo voice for this.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Rurian. I guess I can... I don't know, Doge kind of has an unfortunate meaning now, but... I can try and do that. Such ambiance. Wow. Whose dangerous voice? Okay, fuck it. Fucking fine. Rocker likes the ambiance. You're going.
I'm putting my full ass into it.
Right. But if you live in this room, did you see who brought the sort of spells?
You see who had a stroke in here?
This sort of spell stroking here.
I already asked him about that, but he didn't see anyone. He must have been taking a nap. Either that or he was roaming outside, even though I told him to stay here. Don't give her that look.
Damn it.
I could see a lot of other things, though. I could see many new people that night. Right, he was roaming the manor during the Lord's Ball. He must have seen a lot of new people. Wait, if he was walking around, he might have seen something that the Inquisition doesn't know about.
That is your own dog's guilty face, and I feel that. I feel that. Like the side look. That,
Yeah.
Like they know that. Like
They know
your
what
dog
they've done.
knows. They know that they have fucked up, but they were not expected to be busted so quick. I saw Big Stick go through Guy.
I tried to play fetch, but the stick wouldn't come out.
Can you tell us what you saw on the night of the murder, Tracker?
Rocker see rats. It's making more difficult than you thought.
I need you to be more specific. Can you go in order? Tell me about everyone you saw that night.
Okay. Rocker was taking a nap in room, but Rocker woke up from loud sounds outside. Rocker hears small things running in walls.
Running in the walls.
Rocker called Queen, but she didn't answer, so Rocker decided to check sound alone. Rocker followed sound outside, and that's when Rocker smelled a bad smell.
Bad smell.
That's when Tracker... This is gonna fucking kill me.
Fucking deal with it. Fucking deal with it.
That's when Rocker smelled frying rat.
You smelled a flying rat. You mean like a pigeon?
Rocker could smell where rat was, so Rocker barked at him. Rocker must have scared Rat, because he fell onto the floor and dropped his stick.
The rat had a stick.
Rocker could see them now, so Rocker did one final bark to scare them off. So we're scared and went back into the walls.
It went into the walls?
That's when Rocker picked up the stick the rat dropped. Queen finally answered Rocker, told him to go back to his room and hide. After message, Rocker brings stick back to room for inspection.
Do you remember what time this encounter happened?
What is time? Scooby is a bit difficult to understand. Yeah. Right, Animal wouldn't really have a concept of that. What did he say, Tyrion? Did he see anything? Well, he definitely saw something. Okay, let's try to take a moment to work through this. Let's try and translate what Tracker is telling us. Bat familiar is carrying a sword, maybe. Or rat familiar is carrying a sword, yeah.
Well, they can have a sense of time, but they wouldn't know it that it happened at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah. Or the monkey. Ooh, or the monkey. True. Could have been the monkey. Tracker's animal. Despite being able to speak with him, his use of words is very primitive. So you should carefully examine each of his statements. First thing you heard was small things running in the walls.
What did Tracker hear when he woke up?
You recall that someone else observed something similar that night. Tracker heard rats running in the vents.
In the vents.
Fuck you,
Fuck.
dude, yawn.
I have to, like, I don't think you understand. I have to, like, actually just relax all of the tension in my body in order to do this.
Mm-hmm.
The servants were complaining about rats running through the air vents. They sent me to take care of it. I don't want them running in the vents upstairs. I followed it here. I figured I had nowhere else to go, so I opened it up and put a trap down.
Oh, maybe Bat. Yeah. Must have heard the rats that Jan mentioned. They weren't actually running in the walls, they were running in the vents. Next thing he did was called Queen, but she didn't answer.
Why didn't Leifa answer Tracker's message?
The Queen that he's referring to is probably Leifa, but Leifa wasn't with him at the time. Must have called out to her telepathically.
See, the only thing that I don't believe from this is that the dog is calling life a queen when it should really be servant.
What do you mean?
That's just how dogs act. The humans are the servants. We give
Wow,
them
but
give
that-
them food when they want. We take them outside.
I don't know. Generally, being ungrateful for it is more of a cat stereotype. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Okay, but anyway,
I still don't
Philibon
think
nullified
that-
by
yeah,
anti-magic field.
Yes.
Leif didn't respond because she never got Tracker's message. Telepathic capabilities granted by familial bond were disabled by the anti-magic field, which means this encounter happened during the lockdown. So that covers his first two statements, but you're not really sure what to make of the flying rat he saw.
Tracker, why did you refer to the rat as flying?
Because rats don't usually jump and fly.
Yes, I got that. Is it possible that that what you saw wasn't really a rat?
Rats are rats. They're small things that run and hide. So rat is a general term for him. Use it to refer to small animals that are acting suspiciously. Anyways, everything you know now, his last statement doesn't make sense.
Why did Tracker finally hear Leifa?
He said that Queen finally answered him, and this happened after he picked up the stick. Oh!
The anti-magic sword!
Yeah! That shouldn't have been possible with the anti-magic field. The stick the Tracker obtained was actually the Sword of Spell Eating.
Tracker, about that stick you found.
Yeah!
Where did you put it after you came back to this room?
Tracker hides stick in safe space, under the bed.
And this stick, did it look like the sword that my friend is carrying?
What? Hey! Your friend stole my other stick!
What, your other stick?
Yeah! Tracker found it while he was hiding from the Metal Men. Metal Men? Is he referring to the King's Guard? Must have left the bedroom when they were searching for the Sword of Spell Eating.
What, are you the one who stole Celeste's sword?
Tracker? Did Tracker do a bad? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
Says I stroked. Tracker was the one that brought the sword of spell eating here.
What?
I have no idea how or why, but the sword of spell eating was lying in a hallway somewhere. Tracker found it and brought it back to Beatrice's room. His room.
That can't be. So the person who framed Beatrice for the theft was... If it weren't for Tracker, the Inquisition would have never honed in on Beatrice at all. But why would the Sword of Spell Eating be lying in a random hallway?
Yeah, that makes me think that Beatrice never used the sword of spell eating at all.
Well, no, she couldn't have. Because remember, she...
Because her alibi was airtight.
Yes. But... Okay. So...
So wait,
But the
so
anti-magic
hold on.
field of...
So Okay,
this,
so-
this is starting to turn to knots.
okay, so here's my theory. Provided that Beatrice's alibi is actually Beatrice's alibi and not some illusion magic fuckery, which it could be, but we'll go down that path later. Anything that she would have done to assist the murder had to have been done during or before the meeting. Because all of her
Yes.
movements after the meeting were accounted for.
Yes.
Interesting.
Who would... Wait, and who was she with before the meeting?
Ruby Tamora.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
No, please, we have 15 minutes before we have to end.
The plot thickens.
We have 15 minutes before we have to end. I don't want to leave things. Super right, you might have been. Tamora may have been involved. It may not have been her who did it, but she may have been involved. I mean, can always go longer. Cake, I have to get ready for class. Like, I can't just skip class. I mean, I can. Frankly, we probably aren't doing much today. But I do really like that class as well. And I like that professor, so...
Holy shit, I just realized.
What?
Ruby has no alibi.
She sure doesn't. Because she wasn't... Yeah, no, because she wasn't with...
She wasn't with Beatrice after the meeting.
Never claimed to be a good influence, fair.
Or Beatrice could have used familial bond.
Yes. But as we stated earlier in the stream, that doesn't have to be an animal.
The only thing is, neither the caster nor the target can form bonds with any other creature. So this
Yeah,
would have had
so-
to have been, like, a very...
Permanent thing,
Yes.
of course. Well,
Leifa, do you mind if I borrow Tracker for a little bit?
That's okay, Queen. You smell good. Record trust him.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, but only if you allow me to accompany you. You know about Miriam's position, but how does Leifa feel about you prosecuting Beatrice? It's possible she might try to sabotage the investigation if you let her accompany you. But as Tracker's owner, you don't really have a choice. Not to Leifa, but you also send a subtle gesture to Celeste to keep an eye on her. She silently nods and slowly follows behind her.
Alright, Tracker. Can you take us to the hallway where you found these rats?
Sure thing, King! Oh, man. Looks like you've received a promotion. Okay, yeah, we can get here.
Ooh, that vent.
Oh! I've been keeping an eye on the target is important, and she doesn't have the dogs well. Allow Tracker to lead you to the location where you found the sort of spell eating. Surprisingly, it's fairly close to Beatrice's room. Apparently he didn't travel very far before he met those rats he mentioned.
Anger and fear?
As you continue towards your destination, Tracker suddenly becomes extremely tense.
Tracker, what's wrong?
Enemy. Oh?
Oh.
Ooh. Before you can have a chance to react, Tracker steps between you and Eris and begins angrily barking at her. Oh dear. Tracker, stop that! Liv tries to calm Tracker down, but he's undeterred. He continues to bark at Eris, and it looks like it's taking all of Liv's strength to hold him back. This crackers that every current suspect was involved in the murder. You know, it could.
Orient Express type bullshit.
Why is she here? That's a great question, Cake. I'm terribly sorry. He's not usually like this. It's to be expected. I'm not sure why, but animals have always been able to see me for who I am. I saw that.
No. Animals have always disliked her.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure why. But animals have always disliked me. What is Eris doing here? I recall seeing her at the barracks too. She said that her father is friends with Beatrice, but is she involved in this case somehow? Anyways, you came here for a purpose. You should examine this hallway and see if you can find any clues. Well, let's talk with Eris first.
What are you doing here, Eris?
I should be asking you the same thing. I recall you telling me that you were a defense attorney. Yet here you are, prosecuting a defendant. You're even leading the Inquisition that you supposedly hate so much. But to answer your question, I am here on behalf of Beatrice. My sister? Yes. Tamora's occupied handling other aspects of the case, so she sent me here to investigate on her behalf.
What?
she would have to trust you a lot to let you handle something so important. How do you two even know each other?
Him we were trying to say shouldn't talk to her, or did she control that? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, well, it'll matter. Yeah? Uh-huh.
Also, don't forget that mater means mother.
Yeah.
You
No,
said that
Mater,
she was
yeah.
acquainted with your father, but
Ah, we met during her days at the Imperial Academy. We both studied illusion magic together. I've always been a patron of hers. It saddens me to see her in this dreadful situation. No.
what?
I don't seem to have any dialogue for that.
I see.
That's a strange way to say she doesn't know anything about it. She's 16, last name includes mother. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just, well...
Repario Arcanum.
Oh?
Oh.
Oh, the... I was looking for the examine diamond. I think it's above the screen.
Yes, it sure seems like that.
Okay. What?
What do you see?
The vents have traces of illusion magic inside them.
What?
The traces also go deep inside these vents. It's the same for the vents on the other side, too. Interesting. Huh, weird. It appears fine here, but for detect magic, it's wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong?
Like, the examine doesn't appear here, but when I go up here, it appears fine.
Huh. Probably because it's centered on a different thing.
Maybe.
These crystals supposedly generated an anti-magic field during the lockdown. However, the sort of spell eating would make its wielder immune to these fields.
Okay, the obvious.
There's an air vent over here. It appears to go from the ceiling to the ground floor. Is this where that rat escaped to, Tracker?
That's where the jumping rat went.
I thought you said it was a flying rat.
Rocker see that too. Okay, it would probably be better just to move on. They're gonna have any effect on the rat that
Anyways.
we couldn't see.
Where did this rat come from?
Rat come out the other wall.
You mean the vent on the opposite side?
That is just... Bless you. Bless you, Jesus Christ. It's just the environment flipped. It's just flipped along the y-axis.
Yeah? What? You... Some fourth wall breaking, something costs money, something.
Yeah. Yes, Rocker saw a flying rat escape that way. What was this rat doing here in the first place?
Why would there be traces of illusion magic inside the vents? What spell could have possibly left those traces?
As I told you many months ago, illusion spells tend to do one of two things. They either create freestanding illusions, or they can disguise an existing creature.
I doubt someone created a small freestanding illusion in the vents. It also made a sound, right?
Yeah.
So a disguised creature must have been inside these vents at some point.
You try doing art? Okay, yeah, you got me. You got me. But these vents are tiny. No one would be able to fit inside them. Rocker could see them now, so Rocker did one final bork to scare them off. Rats were scared and went back into the walls.
But a rat would be able to fit in these vents.
Well, yeah, I guess that'd be true. But that would mean that rat had an illusion spell active on it at the time.
It's not only that.
It said that the queen finally answered him, and this happened after he picked up a stick. That shouldn't have been possible because of the anti-magic field.
Tracker saw this rat during the lockdown.
They would have been inside the anti-magic field created by the lockdown.
There can only be one way that rat could have an illusion spell active on it.
Wait, you can't mean...
That rat was holding the sword of spell eating. On the night of the Tracker's testimony, fuck. On the night of the murder, Tracker smelled something strange and followed the scent to the hallway north of Beatrice's bedroom. There he saw a flying rat come out from the northern air vent. Tracker barked at the rat and scared it away. When this happened, Rat supposedly dropped the sword of spell eating. Tracker took the sword and brought it back to Beatrice's room.
What? But how's that possible? Rat wouldn't have the strength or hands to carry the sword.
Tracker's vocabulary is primitive and limited. He uses the word rat to describe small creatures that hide and act suspiciously.
But even if it wasn't an actual rat, it still could have been a human, right?
You're right. It would have been a small animal.
It's the monkey. I think that's
A
where
small
it's
animal with the strength and dexterity to traverse a small air vent while holding a sword. Sorry, but I really have to ask, is that a monkey riding on your back?
Yes, this is my familiar, Eugene. No, are you serious?
We know that Harold had a motive to kill William Frege. He was planning to defund the Haraldson Hall of History. They had an argument that night, and that's when William Frege decided that he was going to defund Harold's museums. He must have struck a deal with Beatrice, and with Beatrice's portion of the House Frege, she could have easily kept his museums funded. He could have faked the robbery and sent his familiar to murder William.
I can't believe this.
And there's something else that Tracker said.
Racker could smell where Rat was, so Racker barked at him. Racker must have scared Rat, because he fell onto the floor and dropped his stick.
The rat had a stick. Tracker, you said you had to smell to see where the rat was. And when he dropped his stick, you were finally able to see him. Does this mean you couldn't visually see him before he fell down?
Yeah, Racker couldn't see Rat with his eyes, so Racker used his nose to see him. The monkey was invisible.
No one would have noticed a small invisible animal. In addition to that, he moved through the air vents. Eugene would have been nearly undetectable that night. Beatrice is a master of illusion magic, so it's possible she cast invisibility on Eugene. One of the highest forms of illusion magic, the spell makes the target creature or object completely invisible. While invisible, the target will be completely transparent and undetectable visually. If targeting a creature, the spell will also affect anything that the creature is wearing or holding. Duration 1 hour, concentration no. Gesture clap both hands together.
Yeah. Very interesting. You know what I think? Okay, that with that, I think it's become very clear how Beatrice can see. She's keeping her familiar invisible.
She does it every hour.
She does. Didn't the monkey... No way, right? Wait. Wait. You're... Oh my god, you're right.
Well, it's the same as Harold's.
It's the same as Harold's, but still. Okay, well... And does it require concentration, so... Yeah. That's perfectly reasonable.
And then there's the position of this air vent. We're currently in the hallway just north of Beatrice's room.
Oh, okay, so this little one that I called out when I first saw it.
And this air vent connects to the ground floor. If we align the two floor maps together, this vent must lead to the storage room.
Right. The air vent there is curved upwards. This must be where it leads.
And according to Jan, that air vent led directly to William's study. It would have been the perfect route to enter William's study and leave undetected.
But he wouldn't have needed to nullify the lock to enter that room. Why would he need to use this sort of spell eating at all?
Because of familial bond, they can telepathically communicate with each other. Harold probably needed Eugene to hold the sword so he could tell him exactly where to go.
Fruin was invisible, she could have had an
See,
alibi.
but
Yeah, no.
if-
It was. Well.
But here's the thing.
Would have needed
Here's
to
the thing
get
that
the
I...
sword first.
There's still one more thing. Remember that the grip of the letter opener was crushed completely. I don't think a monkey has that strength.
No.
There's still something that we're missing.
It could have. I mean, Cake could be right.
But what would her familiar...
Wait. There's no fucking shot, right?
If you're thinking what I'm thinking...
There's no shot, right? There's no way it could be 3 cases in a row, right? There's no way, right? No. There's no way. It has to be target creature.
Then-
It would have to be
Well,
target
also,
creature. Okay.
also an
okay,
arcane
okay.
construct, an arcane construct would not be able to fit in that vent.
No,
I was thinking
no.
something else. Can you go back to her alibi real quick?
Sure, we're gonna have to end very shortly though.
Yeah.
Something, well, yeah, if it crushed the grip and it was something that strong, it could have potentially have shattered the
I was
glass.
just thinking.
Okay, well, there's an ad starting in a minute, so I think we're just gonna have to cut it off here. Because
I was just thinking. Would a 7-year-old be able to fit in the vent?
Alark was... Unless... No way. No way. No, I don't... That's... Because Alark was there the whole time. He was with Aster the whole
But-
time. He was too...
But
he was
remember,
he would have been too physical. If 2 Asters or 2 Alarks had appeared, they would have realized, right?
no, because
I'm
remember,
just gonna-
illusion
I'm just gonna
magic.
snooze the ad. Yeah, illusion magic, but
Alark could have been invisible. Someone or something else could have disguised to take its place, and the only one that would know is Miriam, who was busy dealing with him.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna we'll call it here and come back to it whenever we stream again.
That's probably one of my crazier theories, but like, you can't like refute it instantly.
No, you can't. Tracker said the rat fell.
Wouldn't have been able to get back in alone, but that applies for a lot of things that aren't monkeys.
Yeah, I think it would have had to be... I think the monkey would have had to transport the sword. But somehow...
There must have been someone lying in waste? No, because the sword wasn't used at all. The sword wasn't used, like, in the actual killing. It was the letter opener, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the sword... Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out when it comes time.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, it is past 10, so I need to leave and get ready for class.
10, huh? 10, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Noah. Happy Friday. Yep. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day, morning, night, wherever everybody is. And we'll see you. I don't know if you're okay with being up super early. I'm free after about 3:30 Saturday, Sunday.
Can you put it in my time?
Not yet. Not at the minute. But we'll
Like
see you.
7?
We'll see you
7-ish?
Thursday. Would that be 7-ish? Oh yeah, no, that would be. Well, that's still decently early for you, but that'd be around like Yeah, we could maybe do that. We'll see.
Be around working time.
Put in your time.
Now.
Didn't our streams used to start around like 3-ish, 3:30 Central? So this would be like 10
around
p.m. to
there.
midnight to 1 o'clock maybe for Cake. If it happened. If. But yeah, anyway, we'll if we don't see you the weekend, we'll see you next Thursday. Bye everybody. Thanks for coming and watching again today.